is Game 2 of the Banana Ball Open Final, presented by Geico. After a 3-2 victory last night, the number 3 seed, the Texas Tailgaters, are just one win away from clinching a playoff spot, while the number 1 seed, the Savannah Bananas, need to win this game and then win series showdowns to punch their ticket to October Banana Ball. As the home team this afternoon, the Gators turn to their ace, the flame-throwing 6'7" right-hander, Chris Clark, while the Nanners counter with the most veteran pitcher in the sport, 9-year Banana Cowboy Kyle Lewiggs. And this clash of titans takes place on the charred battlefield that is historic Grayson Stadium, the center of the Banana Ball universe, scarred by fire, but still looking beautiful as ever as we bring you inside with Josh Talevsky, Brett Loftus. I am Biko Scala. Thank you all so much for spending your Sunday afternoon with us here in virtual Banana Land. That was a heart-thumping, thrilling 3-2 win for the Texas Tailgaters last night, Brett.
How about Jonathan Hughes? First start in Banana Ball, able to get 9 trick plays induced, earned 2 points for the Texas Tailgaters. And then for the second time in the Banana Ball Open, the 4th time this year, the boys in blue and orange win the Equalizer Point and win the ball game by the skin of their teeth by 1 point.
And for the Savannah Bananas, only 3 hits last night. They all came from Dan Oberst.
Yeah, and that was a season-low output for the Savannah Bananas in 2026, something that we are not used to seeing. They've been one of the strongest offensive teams, but they've had a lot of success playing as the away team, 4-1 this year, and a lot of runs that they've scored. So you've got to feel good about their chances, despite the Tailgaters throwing their ace in Clark.
Let's get a reminder of what's happened so far here in our inaugural Banana Ball Open. When it comes to the bracket, it all started Thursday night. The Savannah Bananas cruising to a 4-0 victory over the 4 seed, the Indianapolis Clowns, while the Texas Tailgaters had a much different experience on Friday night. They eked out a 4-3 win over the 2 seed, the Firefighters, and then, as we've talked about last night, that incredible 3-2 victory from the Tailgaters.
And it's crazy to think that they got the equalizer point, entered the 9th inning up by 2, gave up a point in the 9th inning in both of those ball games, and then still won by a singular point to make it here today, 27 outs away from clinching a playoff spot.
Yeah, those 2 equalizer points have served very important roles as necessary insurance going into those 9th innings. A recap on how this Banana Ball Open works. Of course, it was single elimination in the semifinal, and now here in the final, as we have come to our final game in this Banana Ball Open, it's up to the Savannah Bananas. They need to win today to split the series and earn that showdown tiebreaker. And a reminder that the winner of this game and this Open here, they get a spot in the playoffs.
And being able to go to showdown tiebreakers to determine this Open is one of the most Banana Ball things that you could possibly do. Of course, Showdown's Banana Ball's version of extra innings. In the first round, you will see 1 batter against 1 pitcher with 1 fielder. So it raises the stakes. You either score or you don't. And of course, you hit that home run out of the park in Showdowns, it automatically wins the game for your team.
Let's zoom in a little more on exactly how the showdown tiebreaker and the rest of the rules of Banana Ball go.
Banana Ball is the fastest and most entertaining show in sports. And the 11 rules guarantee the most fans-first experiences every second.
Unbelievable! Welcome to the Banana Ball Championship League!
Rule number 1, win the inning, win the point. The team that scores the most runs in an inning wins the point.
It's a walk-off winner to the deepest part of the field! Oh my goodness!
With the Equalizer Point, trick plays provide the away team an opportunity to earn a point going into the final inning. And in the final inning, every run counts as a point. Rule number 2, Banana Ball has a 2-hour time limit, guaranteeing that every game is fast-paced and action-packed. Rule number 3, no stepping out of the batter's box. If you do, it will result in a strike.
Max stepped out of the box, and because he stepped out of the box, that's it.
Rule number 4, no bunting, because bunting sucks. If you bunt, you'll be thrown out of the game. Rule number 5, batters can steal first base.
Ball 3, Gideon taking off for first, throw from Leroy, in time!
Rule number 6, there's no walks. Walks are ball 4 sprints. The batter can advance as far as they want until every position player touches the ball.
Those defenders have touched the Banana Ball. It is a 4-base sprint to open up the ball game.
Rule number 7, no mound visits. Nope. Rule number 8, foul balls caught by a fan count as an out.
Oh, they caught it! They did! They did caught it on the third point! We're going to showdowns!
Rule number 9, the showdowns. In showdowns, the best of the best face off in the biggest moment. One hitter versus one pitcher with one fielder behind him. And the hitter has to score.
Deep to right center! See you later!
Rule number 10, the banana ball challenge rule gives the coaches and you, the fans, a chance to impact a call on the field. Rule number 11, the golden batter. Once a game, each team can give any player an at-bat regardless of the lineup. This offers the biggest matchups on the biggest stage.
Big on big.
Gamer! It's gone! It's gone! It's gone!
Get out of here, ball! That thing had a family!
And those are the rules of banana ball.
And digging deeper here on the newest addition to the banana ball rules, it's the equalizer point. We've hammered it home. This has been a key part of the two Texas Tailgaters wins so far here in the Open. It's only for the away team. They need more trick plays than the home team going into the final inning to claim that point. And you could take a look. The Tailgaters have done it by just one trick play each of their 2 games so far.
Yeah, you go back to Friday night, able to go down in the 8th inning. They needed 2. They get a double trick play on the first out of the frame there in the 8th against the Firefighters. Last night, they needed 3, Josh Talevsky, entering the home half of the 8th. Ground ball, ground ball, ground ball from that beautiful changeup of Joe Sperone, able to get 3 and overcome the Bananas. Again, one trick play. Again, skin of the teeth is how they won the equalizer point. Skin of the teeth is how they're winning these games. This equalizer point is the reason that the Tailgaters are playing this afternoon with a 1-0 series lead.
And now the Bananas have the opportunity to try and earn that equalizer point in today's contest. Granted, they've only done that one time this season, but it did come here in Grayson Stadium on the 8th of March against the Firefighters. They like their chances in this building.
That was the first time the Savannah Bananas could have ever won the equalizer point. They're 0 for 4 in their last 4 games as an away team, so trying to turn the tide in that regard. And I'll tell you what, it was a bullpen day yesterday, and what a masterful performance by Brandon Pennington's bullpen. Let's hear it from the pitching coach from the Texas Tailgaters. For that, we'll get it down to Rex Castillo.
Hey, thanks, guys. Here with Coach Penny, the pitching coach for the Texas Tailgaters. Coach, trick plays have been a game changer for your team. And sure, the spotlight belongs with the fielders, but the pitching approach has also got to be a key part of it. What has changed on the mound for you guys?
Yeah, it's just throwing a lot of strikes. We talk about it all the time. The defense is going to play really good when we throw the ball over the plate. Once you start walking guys, ball four sprinting guys, defense gets on their heels, and they're not expecting the ball to be hit. Luckily for us, we've thrown a lot of strikes, and we got some pretty good guys behind us.
Speaking of those good guys like Sunshine right here, committed to all the trick plays. Him, Jordan Hussein, Jordan Barth, all committed to the trick play stuff. That kind of energy and that trust, that's got to be great for your pitchers and your fielders too.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, we get to watch this team in yellow every day at practice, and we see how hard they push it, and then it just helps our defenders as they go out. They want to push. I think we're some of the best in the league. When the ball goes in the air, everybody converges on the ball, and it's helped us out a lot this year.
Well, hey, game 2 of the Banana Ball Open. You got to be really happy about this. You're halfway through it. Of course, the big prize at the end is a guaranteed playoff spot. There's a reason to smile, right?
What's there to be happy about?
I mean, Coach, you're halfway there. I mean, you just got to win one more game, right?
Job's not done.
Job's not.
Yeah, nothing to be happy about.
Okay, Biko, Josh, Brett, nothing to be happy about. Back to you.
Coach Penny's squad has been inducing a lot of trick plays. This guy, top 5 in the league, Chris Clark, entering this afternoon. And again, that's really the name of the game. You talk about ground ball rate in this league. It's been a lot of it, and it happened again last night. Jonathan Hughes, 4 innings, 9 trick plays induced, and only 4 innings of work. Joe Sperone, we just talked about him. That changeup inducing 3 trick plays to win the equalizer point, and then a 6-out save to help the Tailgaters win it last night. The bottom 2, not pitchers, but guys doing those trick plays. Jordan and Jordan on the left side of that Tailgaters infield. 3 trick plays from the captain, and an absolute dart able to get Dan Oberst for the final out of the ball game. And then what about King JB? Oppo Taco, 3 trick plays defensively, our showman of the ball game last night.
Well, you've got to imagine with Hussein and Barth on that left side of the infield for the Texas Tailgaters, the veteran Hussein, who's been here since 2024, has had a lot of time to spend with Barth. Get him up to snuff when it comes to trick plays and making sure the Tailgaters are the best, which they have been so far in 2026. And as far as Jonathan Hughes' start was concerned, it shouldn't have been a surprise that so many trick plays came behind him. 59.1% of his outs during the regular season so far had included trick plays.
And Jordan Hussein, who's the leader of that clubhouse, has been the biggest vocal voice for trick plays. Now he's going to help lead out the boys wearing red, white, and blue this afternoon.
They're rowdy. They get started early and they never stop. They're here to go big and they ain't going home. They are the Texas Tailgaters. Starting lineup for the Texas Tailgaters. Leading off the DH number 9, Nick Lopez. Batting second, the right fielder, number 28, Jose Gonzalez Jr. Batting third, the extra hitter, number 27, Kyle K. Martin. In the cleanup spot, third baseman, number 6, Jordan Barr. Behind the plate, number 26, Taj, the Quadfather Porter. The first baseman, number 85, Taylor Justin. Out at second base, number 11, Mac Danford. Center fielder, number 2, Zach Watson. In left field, number 3, Jason Orr. And at shortstop, number 5, Jordan Hussein. On the mound for the Texas Tailgaters, number 44, Chris Moore. The Tailgaters are led by Joe Mikulik, assisted by Coach Penny and Coach Love Shack Baby Bartman. Some noise for the Texas Tailgaters!
Ladies and gentlemen, I am bringing some bananas power to home plate. His name is Kyson. Kyson is 4 years old, and he's attempting to hit a home run against these Texas Tailgaters. So can I hear some noise for my dear friend, Kyson? He's digging in the box. Oh, he's got a great batting stance, too. Here we go. Here's the windup and pitch number 1. Oh! First pitch he sees is smoked into right field. Here comes the play at first. They throw it away. Make some noise for Kyson, ladies and gentlemen. He's rounding first base. Here comes the play at second. Jason Arndt can't handle it. They're chasing him down. He's in a pickle. Jordan Barth can't handle it. He's rounding third base. Jonathan Sunshine Looters is on a unicycle, chasing him down, but he's saving the play.
Remarkable performance by that youngster. Hoisted to the sky by Connor Harris, and for good reason. Inside the Parker against the Texas Tailgaters. Let's take a look at how it went down an evening ago. Noah Nisnik against Jonathan Hughes. And the Tailgaters offense getting going from the get-go. 2 singles and then a ball four sprint by Kyle Martin. Just like that, a run on the board. And then the quad father, still no outs, bases loaded, dunks that into right center. It's a 2 spot for the Tailgaters before Nisnik ever got an out.
How good has TP been here in the open? Leads all Tailgaters and Ribbies. And then Danny O said, I got something to say.
He said solo home run. That's a long ball out to left center on the 1-2 pitch from Hughes. Oberst in the leadoff spot for a second straight game with the Bananas without D.R. Meadows, but a 3-trick play inning for the Tailgaters, and they earn the point. They're up 1-0 just like that.
Yeah, it was definitely a hot start for the Tailgaters defensively, and that would continue in the bottom half of the frame. Hussein and Looters turning to and tacking on a trick play as well, putting them out to a 5-2 lead when it came to that equalizer point.
And then Jordan Barth. First career banana ball home run. Oppo Taco, what a time for it.
What you know about JB, man? And then ran right through the A-gap. I'm sure he did that in his youth up in Minnesota. First banana ball home run could not have come at a much better time than that.
And how about Jonathan Hughes trying to turn it into a point? Jason Arndt taking off and coming down with the banana ball. Heck of a play by the sophomore here in Banana Land. And then another trick play. Jonathan Hughes, a 1-2-3 frame, justice between the legs. Tailgaters up 2-0.
Well, that would bring the Bananas to go to their bullpen. Connor Harris taking over, and the masterclass was on display defensively for the Bananas. Cox and Ziggy, the Pennsylvania duo, collecting a double trick play, and then Ryan Cox, the glove magician, tacking on one more to give the Bananas 3 in the frame, and they would ride the defensive momentum into offensive momentum in the bottom half. Danny Oberst, second time facing off against Jonathan Hughes, and a second home run in the ball game. Now 3 multi-home run games in his career, 2 of which have come in Grayson.
Inning-winning run was on second for the Bananas in the 5th. Jonathan Hughes escapes, and what a gutsy first career banana ball start. He goes 4 innings, pitches across 5 frames, and leaves with a 2-run lead. Zach Blankenship, first full inning pitching since 2024 with the Party Animals, getting helped out by Jordan Barth.
JB, man, 24-time national racquetball champion, makes that play for out number 1. Mr. Barth, out number 3 with a trick play, book it. And Zach Blankenship, his first full inning pitch since 2024 with the Party Animals. TP 2-strike approach, sack flying an RBI to put the first and only run of the 7th on the board for the Tailgaters.
Yeah, that was the 8th pitch of the at-bat against Alan Sadoff. Taj Porter, fantastic 2-strike hitting right there. Dan Oberst once again, maybe a smart play by Jimmy Lewis to pitch around him. It does tie the inning, but that would be all the damage. So still a 2-1 game as Grant Besser enters with the Bananas down a trick play in the last inning that it matters. Backflip catch, Robert Anthony Cruz, and then a tapper to the right side. Olsen and Ziegler, double trick play. All of a sudden, the Bananas a 2-trick play lead.
Yeah, Grant Besser would face off against the Golden Batter and Kyle Martin as well. Set him down swinging. So the Bananas with a 2-trick play edge going into the bottom of the 8th. Time for the Joe Sperone ground ball machine to go. Burr!
Joe Sperone show. Come on.
Change-ups, change-ups, change-ups. 80% change-ups in that 8th inning last night. Taj Porter told me, he said, I was spamming it. Taylor Justice gets out number 2, tied at 13 trick plays apiece. What about out number 3? Bounce that basketball like LaMelo right there to win the equalizer point, 14-13, and take a 3-1 lead going into the final frame.
Massive piece of insurance for the Tailgaters as Danny Hosley comes in. A trick play miss behind him, but he's able to pick up his defense because he's Danny Do-It-All. Couple strikeouts on the Vulcan changeup, and it's still just a 2-point deficit going to the last of the ninth. With 1 out, Sperone back out there. Ty Jackson plunked, fired up as all get out, but another out on the board. Who but Dan Oberst, the last hope for the Bananas. And on a 1-0, he got the changeup. He bounces it off the right center field. While Ty with fantastic speed is going to come around and score. But how about the play from Zach Watson and then a perfect relay, Jordan Hussein. The deke from Jordan Barr. Tailgaters 3-2 winners.
What a special evening. Just the second time in Tailgaters history that they have defeated the Savannah Bananas. Just the second loss for the Bananas in the calendar year of 2026. Now, 3-2 win last night. Win the Equalizer Point yet again. Pitching, trick plays, how it's done, and my gosh. I mean, we're 27 outs away from clinching a playoff spot 6 months earlier, the Texas Tailgaters. But they got a guy they have to contain a little bit better than they did last night, and his name is Dan Oberst.
Yeah, that game line you saw at the bottom of your screen might as well just been the Tailgaters against Danny O. He was the only offense for the Bananas last night.
Well, we know there's no I in team, and studies show there's no I in Oberst either. Dan was that one-man wrecking crew. All 3 hits, he drove in all 4 runs for the Savannah Bananas in that contest. And now it's up to guys 2 through 10 in that order to be able to provide a little more consistency behind him in the lineup. And again, the Bananas, a .302 batting average when they have played as the away team this season. You've got to like their chances here in Game 2.
Well,
yeah, guys, here with Dan Oberst, who had himself one heck of a game last night. And Danny, I know maybe not the result you're hoping for on the team side of things, but from the personal side, 2 home runs, 4 RBIs. You got to feel like you built something really strong to maybe play off today?
Yeah, I mean, I think overall we played good as a team, some tough breaks, but we learned a lot from last night. We're ready to go today.
Now, Danny, I know you had some frustration trying to leg out that triple, but to go to your coach and say, hey, I'm sorry, and he looks at you and says, Danny, I love the fight. What's that mean to have a coach like that?
Yeah, I mean, Gilliam's my guy. This is my 8th season with him, and he holds me accountable. Again, I probably shouldn't have gone. I saw it hit off the wall and just kind of got lost in the moment. You know, Reese is on deck. That's our guy. But, again, I learned from that. I think we all learned from a lot, so we're just excited to play today.
Danny, but we love the fight, and obviously a must-win game tonight. What's the team got to do to get this done and win the Banana Ball Open?
Just got to keep doing what we've been doing, you know. I mean, yesterday they played great. We were kind of hot and cold, I thought. It wasn't our complete performance, but we're ready to go. We got nothing to lose, and we keep playing our style of ball, and I think you'll see us in showdowns today.
Reggie, have any words for you?
Yeah, Reggie and me got together again last night, watched some film, and we're ready to go. All the boys and Reggie are ready to go.
Love to hear that. It's undeniable, guys. I'm feeling good about this one. Back to you.
Thank you very much, SB. Always special to hear from the 8-year Banana Dan Oberst as you get a look at the pitching matchup this afternoon. The 9-year Banana Kyle Lewicks against the Banana Ball rookie Chris Clark, who has been unbelievable here in his first year in Banana Land.
Leading all starting pitchers in earned run average this season. Cowboy Kyle, first start of 2026 for the righty.
And Clark faced the Bananas just last weekend in Chapel Hill, literally 7 days ago today. He was lights out.
Sunday afternoon, as the home team, same exact situation as today. And he came in that first inning, and he was about as on fire as the field was here at Grayson last night. 3 up, 3 down, all via the strikeout. Ended with 6 strikeouts across his 4 innings of work and only 1 earned run. It was a special performance from Chris Clark. Unfortunately, ended in a loss, but the ace was the ace. And I love something he told me last night at dinner. He said, I was drafted 3rd overall by the Tailgaters for games like this one here today. The big donkey, as they like to call him down there in that locker room, is ready to roll.
And they have been building up for a start like this, hoping for 5 innings from Clark. That would be perfect. For Cowboy Kyle Lewicks, he's been here before, Josh.
Yeah, I mean, Cowboy Kyle, he's been pitching in Grayson Stadium since 2018, a 9-2 career record in this ballpark. So you like what Cowboy Kyle has historically done here in Grayson Stadium, and he knows that he's one of these Bananas big game pitchers as well, had played a pivotal role in that 2021 Coastal Plain League championship game. So the Bananas, especially Tyler Gillum, really trust in their right-hander, and they can take a similar approach as the Texas Tailgaters as well if they so desire today, and very much try and play some kind of bullpen game and just try and put favorable matchups against the Tailgaters' bats.
The Bananas bullpen was stupendous behind Austin Drury on Thursday night. 5 innings of scoreless relief. We'll see how deep into this contest Kyle Lewicks can go. He was a part of that. He was the first man out of the pen. 2 scoreless innings. Only guy to reach against him was a ball 4 sprint. So although he bounces back and forth between the bullpen and the starting rotation, a guy you really feel confident in this win or go home Sunday afternoon Banana Ball Open final if you are Mr. Tyler Gillum. The stage is set. The Savannah Bananas about to announce their lineup to the world.
Let's meet the starting lineup for your Savannah Bananas. Leading off, the designated hitter, number 19, Dan Oberst. Center fielder, number 2, Reese Superman Alexiades. Batting third at first base, number 9, Max Young Goldberg. At third base, number 4, the birthday boy, Kyle K.J. Jackson. The catcher, number 1, the captain is Bill Leroy. At second base, number 8, our greatest showman, Jackson Olsen. Left fielder, number 15, we call him Rap, Robert Anthony Cruz. The right fielder, number 18, Danny Hosley. The extra hitter, number 7, Ty Two Fly Jackson. And at shortstop, number 6, he is our glove magician, Ryan Cox. On the mound, number 12, from Richmond Hill, Georgia, Cowboy Kyle Louise. Your Savannah Bananas are led by Tyler Gillum, assisted by Adam Viro Virant, Ryan Kellogg, Bryce Stober, and Reggie the Legend Horton. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, we ask that you please rise, if you're able, and remove your caps. Here to honor America with the singing of today's national anthem, please welcome to the field, Ansley McKee.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly gleaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Ladies and gentlemen, Ansley McKee.
A terrific rendition of the national anthem. The Savannah Bananas, the #1 seed, down a game to the #3 seed, the Texas Tailgaters. But they link arms and will combine power in a monstrous kick line ahead of our grand finale in the first ever Banana Ball Open. The Tailgaters just need a victory to clinch a playoff spot in October. If the Bananas can win this ball game, we will get showdown tiebreakers immediately at the conclusion of the contest, and the winner of that will claim the playoff spot on the line. The Texas Tailgaters, the home team for the first time in this Banana Ball Open, the third game for both squads. And defensively, behind Chris Clark, it's the exact same look they gave us last night. Left to right in the outfield, Jason Arendt, Zach Watson, and Jose Gonzalez Jr. Third to first in the infield, Jordan Barth, Jordan Hussein, Jonathan Luters as the designated fielder, and then Taylor Justice with the quad father, Taj Porter, behind the plate.
This is the third time since Taj Porter has been in a Tailgaters uniform. He's catching 3 consecutive games. He did it twice in 2025, the first time in 2026 that he's doing it, starting every single game behind the dish in the Banana Ball Open for the boys in blue and orange. Special stuff coming from the quad father, and with the guy that he's catching this year, only the second time in 2026 he's caught Chris Clark.
And look, you're still able to maximize what you're getting out of Taylor Justice as well. He had 3 trick plays last night at first base, has been especially tricky at that position as of late. Both Justice, Hussein, and Barth all had a trio of trick plays last night for the Gators.
And Taylor Justice has 6 in the Banana Ball Open, which is tied atop up there with Ryan Cox and Jordan Hussein through 2 ball games for each squad.
Yeah, it just shows you how much Taylor Justice has been grinding on those trick plays. He is a student of the game and as confident as anybody, rightfully so, that whether he's behind the plate or at first base, he's going to give you the best chance to win, especially when it comes to trying to earn the equalizer point as the away team today on the home squad, trying to deny the equalizer point for the Nanners. In the center of it all, it's the Big Hoss. 6 feet 7 inches out of Westlake Village, California. Chris Clark, the #3 overall pick in the inaugural Banana Ball Player Draft, and he has very much lived up to the billing so far in his young career.
A guy who grew up under the tutelage of Trevor Hoffman and Greg Maddox. A guy who has a 1.02 ERA, the best amongst any starter in all of Banana Ball thus far this year. A guy who was slated to start throughout the week Friday night, and then we thought he was going to start last night. And then Brandon Pennington said, Brett, it's all going to work out. 2-0. You get through those first 2 games, and then you get to give it to the best starting pitcher in all of Banana Ball. As you mentioned, Biko, the 3rd overall pick in the inaugural Banana Ball Player Draft back in November, and Chris Clark said this is why he's here on this team for games and moments like this afternoon.
Big boy at the top of the Bananas starting lineup, opposing the monster on the mound. Dan Oberst coming off a tour de force offensively last night with his 2 home runs and a double. Unfortunately, of course, made the final out of the ball game on that aforementioned 2-bagger. He's followed by Reese Alexiadis, Max Young Goldberg, then the birthday boy cleaning it up in Kyle Jackson, with Bill Leroy, Jackson Olsen, Robert Anthony Cruz, Danny Hosley, Ty Jackson, and Ryan Cox to round it out.
Look, Dan Oberst is here to set the tone for the Bananas. That was certainly what he did last night. 11 career games batting leadoff. Oberst has 8 extra base hits for the Savannah Bananas. But again, they're going to need more out of the other guys in this lineup. Alexiadis was 3 for 3 on Thursday night. They'd like to see more from him in today's contest.
The Banana Ball Open is on the line this afternoon. Time to crown a champion. Before that, here's Jesse.
Banana Nation, it is time. On 3, we need everyone here to yell, start the clock. 1, 2, 3. Showtime.
Showtime indeed. The Bananas, the away team against the Tailgaters for only the 2nd time in the history of the sport. As we get our grand finale of this two-game set, bounding ball past the dive of Barth Hussein from the outfield, not in time. Oberst runs very well and follows up his 3-hit performance last night with an infield single to get us going.
And that's a tough play deep in the hole. I mean, you see Jordan Hussein out there in left field, and as you mentioned it, Dan Oberst's the big man, but he moves really well down the line, just continues his great banana ball open, his 4th hit thus far.
And look, he's always a guy batting at the top of the order, not traditionally in that leadoff spot, but a guy who's penciled in 2, 3, or 4 in the lineup. Oberst also very excellent base runner, and he had 40 stolen bases for the Bananas in his 2023 campaign.
See the 500 batting average for Super Reese Alexiadis. 3 for 6, came into this ballgame tied for Dan, the team lead in knocks. But all 3 of those hits came in his showman of the game performance against the Indianapolis Clowns Friday night. A couple doubles. And a big foul ball as the count evens at 2-2 on the kid out of Manhattan Beach, California. There goes Oberst. Porter, perfect throw, but no chance. Dan swipes second, and the count full on Super Reese.
That was an incredible jump by Dan Oberst right there. No shot you're ever going to get him when he had that much of a lead over there at first.
Payoff pitch, foul tip into the mid of Porter. Huge strikeout there from Clark.
In the same way it went in the first inning against Reese Alexiadis last weekend at UNC. A poche, the first of the afternoon for Chris Clark. Big old number 1 just right by him there. 2-seamer breaking into Reese.
Yeah, wound up striking out Alexiadis twice in Chapel Hill last weekend. I mean, when you can neutralize one of the biggest bats in this Bananas lineup, you are doing something right. And the Tailgaters extremely glad that they can send Clark out for this game.
Broken bat from Max Young Goldberg. He's got a new weapon. See, only hitting .242 so far in his young banana ball career, the rookie, but a .435 on base percentage. As Oberst dance off second, and the count evens on MJG.
Yeah, he was brought in for his power to join this Bananas squad. Still yet to homer in his first 13 career games. He only had 1 streak of 11 games last year. That was his longest drought without a home run for the Boise Hawks in the Pioneer League.
Clark will step off, trying to get on the same page with his backstop. Trip to the rosin bag. High pressure pitches for Chris Clark, with Oberst leading off second and 1 out. Foul ball. And no chance for Barth, not caught by the fans either.
Thought somebody over there at one of those picnic tables was going to help the Tailgaters out here in the top of the first.
That's the best spot to get your foul outs to fans in historic Grayson Stadium. Oberst off for third, swing and a miss, throw from Porter, not in time. Jordan Barth was running off the field, and Dan Oberst is coming home. No one's covering home plate. He will score. We'll see the Tailgaters will certainly challenge the play at third base. Heads up base running by the 8-year veteran. As Barth tossed the ball towards the mound, Porter was off the field. He scampered back. And Oberst may have stolen a run. We'll see if this call gets overturned at third base. You think Connor Harris was happy about Dan Oberst's base running there?
And he was the first guy out to meet Dan. Really heads up base running. And a real rookie mistake from Jordan Barth. That does not look like Joe Miklick or any of the Tailgaters coaching staff intends to challenge this play as just not something that you can let happen. You should never assume that you are going to get the call from the umpire on any kind of steal at any bag.
Yeah, Chris Clark was pretty upset. He was vehemently asking for the challenge. But yeah, Josh, to your point, you can never assume that it's out or safe. You have to wait for the call there. You can never let a loose banana ball rolling back into play. And for that, first run scores for the Bananas.
And it's not a traditional error, but it's definitely an error on Jordan Barth with the flip towards
the mound. That's why Dan Oberst scores. That's
Correct.
his first career banana ball error. He is so sure-handed at third base. 2 balls and a strike on Kyle Jackson, here celebrating his 24th birthday. High fly ball out to right. Jose Gonzalez Jr. to the track, and it's going to one hop into the seats. Ground rule double for KJ. A birthday 2-bagger. He thought it was a home run. He still does, and now he's back to second.
Well, if you can't tell, the Bananas really intending to play hard in this contest. You already saw it from Dan Oberst and Kyle Jackson not knowing that that ball skipped over the wall. He was going to try and get as many bases as humanly possible. So right now, you're seeing full green light special for the Savannah Bananas.
And the wind gusting up to 11 to 19 miles an hour here in Savannah, Georgia today. Could have seen that path Jose Brother Gonzalez took because of that.
Foul ball from Bill Leroy, gets a piece of his counterpart behind the dish. And Trey Hudson, the crew chief, veteran move. Takes a walk out to the mound, flip to Chris Clark, give Taj a little time.
You know, Taj was back there Friday night with Trey Hudson as well, so if there's one advantage the Tailgaters have, it's that Trey has been back there with Taj. Taj knows his strike zone already this weekend.
It was a tight strike zone, but in general it seemed like a very fair strike zone Friday night as Taylor Justice almost an over-the-shoulder catch. Just a step shy. Heck of a hustle, as it's an 0-2 count on the 9-year Savannah Banana. Bill Leroy 1 for 6 in this Banana Ball Open with a 2-run double in walk-off fashion back on Thursday night. KJ dancing off second. And a flail and a miss. A trio of Ks for Chris Clark. But Dan Oberst, an infield single, 2 stolen bases, comes in on the mental mistake from Jordan Barth, and the Bananas have a chance at a point.
Just like last Sunday, Chris Clark strikes out the side in the first, however, doesn't strike him out in order. Great base running there from Dan Oberst. The best player on the field, in my opinion, last night, even in a losing effort, produces the first run of the ball game today for the Bananas.
And here's how the Nanners line it up defensively. Identical for all 3 games behind their starting pitcher. Cruz, Alexiadis, and Hosley in the outfield. Third to first, KJ, Cox, Olsen, and MJG. Leroy behind the dish, Ziggy the designated fielder.
And it's the glove magician who's made the largest impact of any Bananas defender in this Banana Ball Open. 6 trick plays at shortstop. They are going to continue to lean on him to try and earn that equalizer point this afternoon.
And let's get it on down to Mr. Sam Bauman with the Bananas starting pitcher, Cowboy Kyle Lewicks.
Yeah, thanks, Miko. Kyle getting in some throws here in the 100 years of Grayson Stadium. Cowboy Kyle Lewicks has never been the away pitcher. Kyle, is there a change in mentality, a change in approach knowing that?
Just trying to set up my guys for a win. It is weird, you know, my 9th year, thinking about being a visiting player on a visiting team here. But I don't think there's a wheel of misfortune up there, so I feel pretty good about today, boys.
He's feeling confident. So you're saying you would prefer not to have the wheel of misfortune in play today, Kyle?
In my perfect world, yeah, but like that's a fantasy world that I live in. So like, I mean, it might be somewhere up there. But there was a guy with his lassos on fire. I'll probably go light that thing on fire and then light the whole thing on fire.
Kyle's ready to burn it down tonight, guys. Let's see what he can do as the visiting pitcher. Hey, who's that guy? Happy birthday, KJ.
Thank you, Sam Bauman. Well, I've never heard of the Wheel of Misfortune. I don't even know what that is. But we also don't have the Wheel of Unfortunate up here, so Kyle's good in that regard as well. Classic Cowboy Kyle. Here in his 9th tour, and as you can see, first ever start as a visitor.
Yeah, and you see the career numbers in Grayson Stadium. Kyle, a 9-2 lifetime record in this ballpark. 99 career strikeouts here in Grayson Stadium as well. And 58.3% of his outs this season have included a trick play. That's the highest rate of any Bananas pitcher.
Same 1 through 10 for Joe Mikulik and company for a 3rd straight game in the Open. Nick Lopez at the top. Then it's brother Kmart, JB. And you'll find out the rest in due time. We're playing Banana Ball. Fastball up and out. The switch hitting designated hitter, 2 for 6, 3 ball, 4 sprints. So far in the Open, he has been doing his job to the best of his ability, setting the table for the big boppers. Robert Anthony Cruz, backflip catch, a remarkable one. Wild flipping action from Rack.
And he didn't necessarily get to settle underneath that banana ball as much as he would have liked. It's very similar to what we saw last night. He's catching that banana ball at his side, missed the trick play against the Tailgaters a night ago, lands it this afternoon for the first trick play of the ball game.
Welcome to Banana Ball.
You've been one of those used car dealerships with those things out front that are just flailing around. That's what Rack looked like right there.
The wacky, wavy, inflatable arm guys. It's one of my go-to dance moves at weddings. Ball and a strike on Jose Gonzalez Jr. The Banana Ball rookie, 10th round draft pick for the Tailgaters. Absolutely fantastic thus far. Only one hit so far and 7 at-bats in the open, but a pair of ball 4 sprints. He's been doing a good job reaching base as well. Cowboy Kyle Lewig strikes out his former collegiate Bananas teammate for out number 2.
Biggest thing for the Tailgaters this year has been strikeouts. They've struck out 18 times in 2 games in the open, 7 times last night. And again, Josh, we sound like a broken record. Up and out of the zone, these Tailgaters are going to chase it. Kyle right there, beautiful two-seamer to get that strikeout.
Yeah, again, the elevated heater is something that works oh so well as this one's chopped. Olsen, he fields through his legs, flips it under the legs as well. It's a second trick play in the inning, a point on the board for the Bananas, and a 1 minute and 55-second inning from the 9-year vet.
So back-to-back games in this open final, the away team strikes first. And what a treat we have. Brett Loftus, you've got a little something for the fans.
Chris Clark has 10 baseball cards, banana ball cards that he has made, and I have actually 1 of 10 in my hand. It's an authentic Chris Clark Texas Tailgaters card that he has signed. And I think if Chad Reese is correct here, we're going to be giving this thing away. That's what my producer's telling me in my ear. Look at this thing right here. Biko is going to be my backdrop, I think, here. There we go. Look at that. Zoom in on that thing if we can in the control room. You see that signature up there? It's in this nice sleeve. And we are going to give this away in the chat. Is that correct, Chad Reese? We're going to be giving this away in the chat. So again, if you would like this, please comment in the chat there. Type code Clark to enter this giveaway. Look at that beautiful signature. Only ones I know that is better is Josh Talevsky, and I see it on his Twitter page on the bottom of every scorebook, or X, excuse me, as it is known. But yes, you can comment Clark in the chat to win this Chris Clark card.
I really don't think that my signature should be compared to these guys.
In artistry, you're at the top of your craft, Mr. Talevsky. As good as they get. Even a guy who spent 7 years in minor league baseball, getting up to AAA like Chris Clark. He was knocking on the door of the bigs. Ended up being injuries that kept him from getting to the top level of baseball in the entire earth.
I mean, when you're a Rule 5 draft pick, which Chris Clark was in 2021 by the Seattle Mariners, you're talking top 10%, if maybe lower than that. Pitchers that have ever been birthed on this earth, that have ever picked up a baseball. And now here in Banana Ball, it is obviously translated. Unfortunately, that E5 there from Jordan Barth conceded a run that led to a point for the Bananas there in that first frame.
And Jackson Olsen, big swing and a miss at the first offering from Clark. Olsen, Rack, and Hosley here in the top of the second inning. That is a beautiful cutter, bearing in on a lefty. Tough pitch to try and get a piece of. A bounce from Clark off the mound, fastball runs in. And it's a 9-pitch mix. It's not enough to throw 90 to 95 miles an hour. He just told Jackie what's coming. He said, I'm going to give you a back foot slider, and he struck him out on it anyway.
The stakes of this ball game. And Big CC hitting the floss. His 4th strikeout already. He tipped his pitch and said, hit it if you can, Mr. Olsen.
Now Robert Anthony Cruz, a little clunker to the right side. Wow, Jonathan Luters, how the heck did he get a trick play on that, whipping it between the legs?
I mean, all that guy does in practice is try and get those between the legs transfers as quickly as possible. And you see it. It is lightning fast for Luters. The way he already has his hands positioned to go through the legs is what makes the difference in him earning the Tailgaters their first trick play today.
33 trick plays in the regular season. Luters will be leading all fielders when we resume the regular season next weekend. And now 5 trick plays here in the open. Chris Clark gets himself a trick play as well, and a 1-2-3 bounce back inning for the Tailgaters ace.
And a minute and 35-second inning for Chris Clark. That is incredible stuff. 2 trick plays there for the Texas Tailgaters. And even more important, just 26 pitches after a 19-pitch first inning for Chris Clark.
32 years ago, Forrest Gump was shot here. One of the greatest movies of all time. And we're going to do a little bit of Forrest Gump challenge here, a little Forrest Gump casting for the future Forrest Gump. And we're going to see, we got 2 contestants, and see how far they can run out to center field. The first one out there that runs like Forrest will be the winner. Your name?
Travis. Greg.
Do you guys think you have what it takes? All right, it is Travis versus Gray. You guys ready? All the way to 385. On your mark, get set, go. And here they go. It's a tie so far. Travis and Gray. It looks like Gray's jumping ahead. Travis is behind. Gray's in the lead, but here comes Travis. Here comes Travis. Gray's celebrating. But Travis is still going. He's still going. He is now out of the stadium. He's not done yet. He's still going. He's going down. All right. And we've lost him. The winner. And it's not even close. Let's hear it for Travis.
How about the endurance on that cat? He was chugging.
Forrest Gump is my all-time favorite movie, bar none. That's one of my favorite promos we've ever done here in Banana Land.
Forrest Gump, one of my favorites. It was my all-time favorite movie in 4th grade. Wow. Maybe even held up all the way through like 6th grade. And then The Lord of the Rings was beforehand. The Lord of the Rings took back over.
So you telling me I have the mind of a 4th grader, Nico? No, that's what you're telling me right now.
No, you don't.
It's still one of my favorites.
Well,
not in this regard.
I'm
yeah.
joking.
I'm joking.
I'm joking.
Give me that.
Jordan Barth bouncing to third. KJ says, give me that. Flip across the diamond in time. Takes care of his counterpart at the hot corner. And 1 pitch, 1 out for Cowboy Kyle.
High chop that banana ball takes on the turf. Kyle Jackson fields it so high. It's a little tough to then try and go between the legs. I'm not sure if he was necessarily thinking about a behind the back transition there. Either way, you're not up a run in this inning, so you don't want to put the leadoff man on. You see a lot of times they're a little more conservative, the players, with 0 outs and then with 2 outs, and either no one on with 0 outs, guys on base with 2 outs.
Bill Leroy catching on a bench. I just noticed that.
The Forrest Gump bench that we just used for that promo, he had to reach down and pull that one almost off the turf, called strike.
Swing and a miss. Taj Porter down swinging. Kyle Lewigs, his career 101st strikeout as a Savannah Banana in Grayson Stadium playing banana ball. Same pitch he got brother on in the first.
Yeah, Bill just gets to sit there and receive it all nice and easy on that bench. I'm telling you, I remember when Eric Jones Jr. was catching on the toilet in Columbus, Ohio in 2024. This bench, I mean, it's pretty fun as well.
Oh, banana ball is a silly world to live in. A ball and a strike on Taylor Justice. 2022 Collegiate Banana, 2024 Visitor. This is year 2 on the Tailgaters. And Justice, as you can see by that .400 batting average next to his name, tops on the Tailgaters. Boy, he's been an offensive force, top 3 in the sport in OPS, on-base percentage plus slugging. As he drives this one deep out to right, but not deep enough. Danny Hosley behind the back, smooth as silk, snow cone, and it tastes so good as Lewis has retired all 6.
And he's doing it in a very efficient fashion, getting to sit next to his battery mate Bill Leroy and enjoy a 2-minute inning that follows the 155 mark he posted in the first.
Hosley, his second trick play of the Open. And what a pleasure it is, with the 1-0 Bananas lead going to the top of the 3rd inning, to welcome in the Tailgaters' 3rd baseman, Jordan Barth. After a heck of a performance last night, JB, you get to make the final out of the ball game, the deke of Dan Oberst. How much fun are you having in Banana Ball right now?
It's a lot of fun, you know, show up every day. It's hard to be in a bad mood when you're playing Banana Ball every day for a living.
Jordan Barth, we just talked about it, but we're going to talk about it a little bit more because the people are going to watch it at home. Last night, 2-hit ball game from you. A long ball that was beautiful. We had the up cam on a long ball. I lost my mind when I went back and watched that. Inside out, that single you had was opposite field as well. 3 trick plays from you. What was that approach? Because you've been a very pull-heavy guy this year, going inside out a lot last night.
Yeah, when I'm going best at the plate, I'm going to right center. That's kind of where I was in spring training, and I haven't really been there the last couple of weeks, so just really thinking that way and getting my pitch to hit. I think a lot of the at-bats I've been getting to 2 strikes too, so.
We got the big boy Chris Clark on the mound, trailing by 1 point. Ty Jackson, Ryan Cox at the bottom of the order, and then Dan Oberst at the top. What's it like getting to play the hot corner with Chris Clark at the center of the diamond?
I mean, you're probably going to get weak contact, so I'm always ready to run in. Just dead sprint in, maybe rip off the glove.
And you get to watch a lot of strikeouts.
Yeah, that too. I'm always ready for around the horn, but we don't do that anymore.
Right. Little shadow ball for you?
Yeah.
Last night, you told me when you hit that home run, and we'd already seen it, Garrett Delano, one of your best friends in life, was up in the tree stand. Did he have anything nice to say to you about that?
Yeah. Actually came out the next inning and he had his arms pumping in the air, so that was pretty cool. He was pumped.
How many home runs are you going to hit off of him this year?
God, I would love just 1, but 2 or 3 would be cool too.
First Banana Ball home run though last night, we mentioned it. What was that feeling like to finally go yard in this sport?
Incredible. I mean, finally. It feels like it's been about 2 years since I hit a home run, so.
Just since February.
Yeah,
it's only been that long. You hit one in the secret pill game. Obviously, those stats didn't count for anything.
Yeah. No, anything to obviously get the Tailgaters on top. I'm pretty pumped up to do it. So.
Ty Jackson trying to figure out his left hand from right hand, I believe. Chris Clark threw him a ball. I think he was trying to figure out what Ty was up to as well.
I got it.
Pours a strike in.
Definitely a high chopper coming in.
Let's see, is Jordan Barth Nostradamus? That was a good-looking fastball. Trey Hudson said it missed just a hair down.
He's been great. He's been great back there.
It's definitely a very professional strike zone, and as long as you're consistent, you got to be thrilled as a hitter, right?
That's right.
3-1. Ty Jackson trying to hit it to the fire station.
Jimmy, I think you either got a strikeout or a trick play coming to you here.
Oh. Maybe a foul out to the fans?
Uh-oh.
Great effort. And that's all you can ask for.
That's right.
So we'll get another payoff from Clark to Ty Two-Fly, opening up this 3rd frame. Swing and a miss.
Attaboy.
Strikeout number 5.
I told you, Jordan Barth. There's a strikeout or a trick play coming at you.
Yeah.
Another 2-seamer just running in there.
Told you I was ready for around the horn, but.
It's Chris doing a little up, down out there on the bottom. You know, my grandmother, she would tell me if I had on shoes as colorful as yours, JB, she'd call them sneaker bops. You got to tell me the story behind those sneaker bops here this afternoon.
We had an appearance in Frisco our first week, or technically second weekend, and we went to a Shields, and these were on sale, and they gave us a little discount too. So I got these Spider-Man cleats for like 30 bucks, and I figured they'd go great with our USA unis, our Texas unis.
You know, last night we were talking about sporting goods stores. Shields came up, Midwest deal. You're from Minnesota, lived in South Dakota for a while. What has been the adjustment to playing in Georgia and Savannah and representing the state of Texas?
Well, it's hot in January, February, March, and I don't have a winter coat on walking my dog in the snow. So.
Bounding ball. Jonathan Lueders between the legs, grabs his second trick play. You saw Justice trying to eye up maybe a double trick play, just thrown out right in the perfect spot for it.
TJ's been incredible at first base this year. Incredible.
Well, Jordan, I think it's safe to say that you played a pretty big role in the fact that the Tailgaters leading every team in trick plays this season. What do you attribute to the early success that you found in your career?
Being awful in spring training and taking extra time to figure it out, I was absolutely brutal in spring training with trick plays. So kind of focusing in, and obviously I show up to the field and get my work in the cage and everything, but trick plays, it's a whole different ball game out here.
The people are asking, JB, what's up with the dab? That was 11 years ago is what they're saying, but you brought it back this year to banana ball. What's up with you dabbing all the time?
I was trying to think of, again, in spring training, something easy I could do and bring back, and that's just something super easy that I can do. And it gets the people going. Oh, yeah. See ya. Trick play. Oh! Come on!
Bucket! Bucket! Between the legs, Tom Porter, Tim Drill, Taylor Justice, and a 5-3 trick play lead. Jordan Barth, I love you, Pookie Bear.
I love you guys. You guys are the best.
See you, Jordan. Let's get it down to Jolie Chabala.
Across the United States, there are over 400,000 children and teens in foster care without a permanent home. To raise awareness and support this community, we created Bananas Foster, the official nonprofit of Banana Ball. Our organization is dedicated to celebrating the foster care community while educating and inspiring others to get involved. Today, we are celebrating the Garcia family. This family heard about the need for more foster families and the fact that children are often separated by their siblings while in care. They became licensed 9 years ago and are dedicated to keeping siblings together in their home. In total, they have welcomed 24 children and teens and adopted 5 into their family, all of which are siblings. Fans, please welcome to the field the Garcia family for making a difference right here in our community.
Let's hear it one more time for our Bananas Foster family of the game, the Garcia family.
Oh, another ginormous shout out to the Garcia family, representing a massive part of what foster care is all about. They're passionate about keeping siblings together, such an integral part of foster care, and welcoming 24 different children into their home, adopting 5 children into their family, all of them siblings. It's beautiful. Absolute chills get you choked up in the booth when your job is to talk. You power right on through. And blessed to get to watch and listen to the Banana Band blast away. Hey, that's a veteran Manana, Marty, right there, back in Grayson Stadium, one of the original Mananas, playing the kazoo with Neil Dillon and the Banana Band.
Got on a green Bananas hat, too. That's how you know he's an OG, man.
Had a wonderful retirement ceremony last year. Can't keep that guy out of Banana Land. Rocking the Bill Leroy jersey, makes sense. Nick blasting that trumpet away right next to Ty Jackson's parents. As we head to the bottom of the third inning. 7-8-9 due to swing it for the Tailgaters. Trying to figure out how to reach base against Cowboy Kyle Lewigs. Mac Danford first to try and solve the puzzle. That's a high fly ball to right. Danny Hosley roaming over. A catch on the run. 2 pitches and 1 out for Kyle Lewigs, who has retired all 7 Tailgaters he's faced.
Talk about that hot streak that Mac was on in the regular season coming into the Banana Ball Open. Still just 1 hit thus far as an extra base hit on Friday night. And again, trying to get back into the right category. Him and Taylor Justice falling a little bit cold here in the middle of this lineup for the Tailgaters.
Zach Watson, ground ball to Ryan Cox between the legs, and Ziggy does the same at first. The Keystone State connection strikes again. Double trick play to knot us up at 5 trick plays apiece.
You had to know with the Bananas seeing the Tailgaters go up 2 trick plays. They put Alex Ziegler in at first base. He was going to try and do something special. Cox and Ziggy had a double trick play last night. Now they do it for a 2nd straight game, and to Cowboy Kyle's benefit.
Jason Arendt fouls off the curveball and will get himself a free show before the 0-1. Baby. Swing and a miss. Goes to the slider after the 3-2-2 dance. Bill Leroy was on the phone.
I love ASAP Ferg.
Guy knows how to give us a bop. 0-2 goes right back to the bender. Bill's frame unsuccessful. Can't quite comprehend why. Pitch looked great to me. Jason Arendt 2 for 10 in the open with the 2-bagger. The 1-2. Laced down the right field line. This is big time trouble. 1 hop and up against the wall. Hosley fires in as Arendt has his 2nd double of the open and the 1st hit this afternoon for the Tailgaters.
I was talking to Jason Arendt this morning out in the cages, and he told me, he said, I've been seeing beach balls right now. He said, I don't know what it is. He said, I feel a little bit thinner. He's been jumping a lot more. He's been doing a lot of like that pyrosthenics. What is it called? I don't know. Some kind of jumping around exercise, losing some weight.
Pyrotechnics.
Thank you. And he said he's just been able to see the ball a lot better, and it's really helping his swing, and it continues to obviously translate here for the Tailgaters.
First high-pressure moment for Kyle Lewigs. Inning-winning run on 2nd as that one scores. Diving stop! Ryan Cox across the diamond in time to take care of Jordan Hussein and save the inning for the Bananas.
Not only does the glove magician come away with a trick play in the inning, but it is an inning-saving play as well against Jordan Hussein. A laser beam up the middle, and Ryan Cox showing off the range and the arm to keep it a 1-0 Nanners lead.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Hey, Rex!
Oh, my bad, guys.
Tiger?
I've been. If you guys have been wondering where Indiana Stanley is because he's not in uniform, this is Indy. Indy, what's the inspiration behind the get up here, like a gridiron mentality out here in the Banana Ball Open?
So I hit the back of my head the other day and I got a concussion. So from wearing a helmet, the chances of me getting a concussion doing something stupid are pretty small because it's a good helmet. Like, it's real secure. So I've been wearing it all day so I can go around and do cool stuff.
See, Indy will do anything to be out there for his teammates. You know what it's like to dogpile a couple of years ago, win it all. How can this team, your Texas Tailgaters, can they dogpile here later on this year?
Keep doing the same thing that they're doing because they're all dogs. Every single one of us. It sucks that we've been getting injured and stuff like that, but everyone that's been taking over for all the injuries have been excellent. We're the boys.
Hey, look, they're the boys. Gridiron Indy's ready to get out on the field. We can't wait to see you back in a banana ball uniform here, Indy. But guys, back up to you.
Thank you very much, Rex. Hopefully Indiana Stanley back in on the action this coming weekend. In high spirits. Says he feels fantastic. That's the important part.
I'd feel fantastic, too, if I had on a football helmet and joggers with no shirt on. Mind you, I had an 8-pack on my stomach. I'd feel really good. But, yeah, Indy's been out here, been taking fly balls the past couple days, been running around, and is feeling really, really good. Obviously not quite officially cleared yet, but good to see that Indy's in good spirits and good enough to be out here with us today cheering on his tailgaters.
We talked to Brian Chopare, the Texas Tailgaters athletic trainer, earlier today. He said, you're at the stage of concussion protocol where it's just an abundance of caution. Indy, almost definitely. Same with Jacob Pippersick. Both guys could be playing this weekend, but you really want to be extra sure, 110% as they say, that the guys are ready to rumble. 2, 3, and 4 in the lineup for the Bananas here in the top of the 4th inning. Reese Alexiadis pop to the right side. Jonathan Luters popping it off his glove. And another tip as it's going to go from Justice into the hat of Jose Gonzalez Jr. How about that 4-3-9 double trick play?
Book it, book it. We hadn't seen one of those this year. You've seen the one tip into a hat. Tip, tip, hat. How about that from Brother? Able to snag that one out of the sky.
Max Young Goldberg, just like Alexiadis before him, a strikeout his first time. And as you can see, every single out for the Tailgaters defensively. Either a Chris Clark strikeout or a trick play in the field.
That's good.
Making the most of their opportunities.
They've clearly got the right mindset, and this has kind of been the approach the whole season for them.
That is incredibly painful. As you can see, Max Young Goldberg fouls that. It looks like it got him on the inner thigh.
Ooh.
Oh, right off the knee it looks like. Oh, that is scary.
You know, you're starting to see guys, more and more guys at the major league level wearing that knee protection because of that same thing, the foul off there. Hopefully Max will be okay and be able to stay in this ball game.
Francis Gilbert taking a look at the Bananas first baseman. And the 2-hour timer stops for injuries in Banana Ball. It's the only thing that can stop the clock outside of weather delay. We hope the really talented Max Young Goldberg, kid out of Palo Alto, California, the Nanners' 2nd-round draft pick. Coming off setting the Pioneer League RBI record, 130 stakes last year with the Boise Hawks. Just an absolutely ridiculous season across 94 games. And it was the perfect swan song for his independent professional baseball career that lasted those 2 years out in Boise, Idaho. Came into Banana Ball, spent this past fall actually out in the Baseball United League, playing for the Karachi Monarchs in Dubai, over in the UAE. As Young Goldberg limping off the field. Just hoping it's not more serious than a real bad bruise on the knee. As it's going to be Easton Parrish who takes this place. So the Bananas' 7th-round draft pick out of Lavernia, Texas, comes in to take the spot of their 2nd-round draft pick. There's only 3 position players selected by the Bananas in the inaugural player draft last November. Parrish was the 2nd grabbed. Big swing and a miss count. Quickly 1-2, and Parrish tore the cover off the ball at St. Mary's University out in San Antonio last spring. 1.022 OPS. And gets 2 fastballs, cannot connect. Adopting a 1-1 count. Goes down swinging. Chris Clark, 7 Ks now.
And that trend continues. Trick player strikeout have been all the outs that he has recorded today. That time going with his cutter. Hadn't seen that pitch too much. Gets the strikeout there.
And that's just a tough situation for Easton Parrish to find himself inserted into. Taking over a 1-1 count. Chris Clark with such an excellent command of the strike zone, challenging him immediately. And now up to Easton Parrish to try and get himself warm the rest of this game, as doesn't look likely that we'll see a return from Young Goldberg.
Also worthy to note with the first base position, we could end up now seeing Alex Ziegler now extend out. Usually he's been playing those middle innings as the designated fielder. Could see him extend out at first through the entirety of this ball game.
Quick 0-2 count on Kyle Jackson, as we talked about earlier, turning 24 years old today. And a happy birthday to Dalton Cornett and Jackie Bradley Jr. as well, turning 28 and 36 respectively. Chris Clark, downright dominant. That is 10 straight Savannah Bananas retired. He has 8 strikeouts and is fired up.
And he's doing it efficiently. 49 pitches through 4 innings. They're going to ride CC as long as they possibly can. Need some help from his offense, though, because Cowboy Kyle has been matching him band for band right now. But before the boys in the Texas Tailgaters can swing them, let's do a little Hey Baby.
Beautiful crowd today, huh, Jesse Cole? Let's get them even more amped up.
You got that right. You guys are rocking. It is tradition time here in Banana, so I need everyone on your feet. Everyone here on your feet. We're going to pump this energy up and get it going here with a little Hey Baby. So let's get those hands in the air. Hands all the way up, all the way around the stadium, and get them clapping. Here we go, Shark. Clap those hands. Oh, you guys look good. Now let's get those arms waving. Here we go. Keep it going. Keep those hands up. Now keep it clapping as we now let me hear you sing it. One more time, Banana Land. You guys are amazing. Give yourselves a round of applause.
A beautiful scene here in historic Grayson Stadium. Over 5,000 fans up out of their seats, moving it and grooving it to some Hey Baby. As we head to the last of the 4th, Cowboy Kyle Lewis, his longest outing this season was 2 innings back on March 8th right here in Savannah against the Firefighters. He enters his 4th frame in his first start here in year number 9 as a nanner. Top of the order due to swing it: Nick Lopez, Jose Gonzalez Jr., and Kyle Martin. Lopey hit into a backflip catch by Robert Anthony Cruz back in the first. A rare changeup from Lewis, and a quick 0-2 count on the DH. Swing and a miss. Goes back to the bender. A 3-pitch K. Strikeout number 3 on the day for Kyle.
Don't stop showing off them wheels, brother. He hopped off of 4 of them to show you his 2. Man, I'll tell you what. The Tailgaters have been loaded up on some elite walk-ups here in the open.
Yeah, you got to have some serious speed to be going step for step with our Director of Creative Content, Yvonne Trezak. And Jose's a big boy, 6 foot, 220. That guy can move. That's why he continues to get opportunities out in right field.
Went down swinging on a high fastball his first time. It was Kyle's third year as a Savannah Banana back in 2020 when brother first graced us with his presence. In a platoon with Dan Oberst at first base, summer of 2020. And Easton Kirk, but that was only for about half the summer.
Say Dan Oberst and Jose Gonzalez have played out pretty well now 6 years later.
No doubt about that. 2-2 here from Lewigs. Brother does not bite, and the count is full.
Great job of laying off that high fastball. Again, the Tailgaters are starting to see it here. First payoff pitch from Kyle Lewigs today.
Called strike 3. Backdoors the slider. And is up to 4 punch-outs on the afternoon.
I mean, Kyle Lewigs right now is pinpoint for the Savannah Bananas, still yet to allow a ball for a sprint in this contest. And Bill Leroy, a great job holding that frame on the outside portion of the plate, not yanking it too much to get that call from Trey Hudson.
Kyle Martin with a high fly ball, deep out to right. Kmart to the seats, a laser beam home run, and we're knotted at 1.
Welcome to the action again. His second home run in the Open, number 6 in 2026 for Kmart. And you just said it, Beats. He had to give Chris Clark, his best friend on the team, some run support. We're knotted up at 1-0. And what is this Sally? Coach Bart, Coach Penny. That looks like Miss Tanner and Miss Micah with them.
A tremendous job done by all. How about the cherry on top there from Tanner? A 360. So I don't know what all this little cha-chaing is. I'm gonna do this thing my own way. And Kmart doing it his own way as well. Second home run of the Open.
You know, it's funny. I talked to Kyle Martin this morning about quote-unquote pimping home runs right there. Just hit it and ran the old-fashioned way, tied it up at 1.
Geico and the Banana Ball Championship League are teaming up to send one lucky winner on the ultimate fan experience to the 2026 Banana Ball Championship game on October 10th. Win 4 tickets, airfare, hotel, and a VIP on-field player experience. Go to itfeelsgoodtogobananas.com to enter. Or you could scan that little CAPTCHA QR code. It's a QR code on the bottom right of your
About
screen.
to say, what'd that mean, Biko? I ain't never heard of that one.
You've never heard CAPTCHA?
I don't think there's a K in there.
I think you added like a syllable or a letter somewhere. I don't know.
There's no K at the end.
Give me it again.
It's CAPTCHA.
Now, I've heard that.
I think it's CAPTCHA. We'll agree to disagree as we head to the 5th inning.
It's a good thing you're pretty, Beaks.
And as Taj Porter told me, you've been working on those muscles, I hear.
I try and get 18 pull-ups in a week. If it happens, it happens. You know, there's a lot to do in life. Chris Clark, every bit of the ace that the Tailgaters thought he would be when they took him in the first round, number 3 overall, back on November 13th in the inaugural Banana Ball Player Draft. An unearned run in the first inning, the only damage. He has retired 10 straight Savannah Bananas. 6 of those via K, 8 of them on the day in total. And something special from Bill Leroy. What a couple innings for walk-ups. We got Jose Gonzalez Jr. with some Rihanna, and then Bill Leroy coming up with the Pointer Sisters. Chopper foul.
What year is that song from?
Off the top of my head, I'd say 1983. I definitely didn't just Google it. No glove. Hussein fields it with the offhand, whips it between the legs. 2 tricks for the price of 1.
More pressure from the Texas Tailgaters now with a 3-trick play advantage. And not only does Hussein throw away that glove, he still goes between the legs to boot. That's just him flexing his trick play prowess that has been within him since 2024.
Texas kids always going to plus the experience here in Banana Ball.
Jackson Olsen, just like Bill Leroy before him, one of the 8 strikeout victims of Chris Clark this afternoon. Trying to solve the 7-year minor leaguer in the Cubs system. And that's going to be a shattered bat. As Olsen will get a new weapon.
Tristan Levesque is stretching but not throwing in the Bananas bullpen. It's about 4 different tailgaters, including Brett Sanchez, Brett Allen, and Matthew Fletcher, all just playing toss right now. So again, up and at 'em, but nobody actively warming up in either bullpen.
So a 1-2 coming to Jackson Olsen with a new bat in his hands. And he goes down swinging. Same pitch that got him the first time. That back foot bender. 9 strikeouts now for Chris Clark.
Chris Clark is disgusting. You mentioned it, 9 different pitches, and God forbid, I think he's used about all 9 of them, get a strikeout here today. That was just one. Again, went back foot, just like he did in Jackie's first AB, as you mentioned there, Biko, and gets him yet again for out number 2 here in the top of the 5th.
Battle between California kids, right back to that gnarly curveball. Swing and a miss from Fontana, California's Robert Anthony Cruz. And that one bounces off of the back foot of Rack. Trey Hudson agrees. And that breaks up the string of a dozen straight bananas retired by Clark. Rack gets on the painful way, just barely got a piece of that toe. If you're gonna get hit anywhere, a grazing on the toe, it's gotta be up there as far as best opportunities. Bryce Grozaffi hustling out. Bananas designated runner utilized for the first time today. As Danny Hosley digs in. Gonna be a tough play for Hussein. Backhand across the diamond in plenty of time. Fiver makes it look easy. And it's 5 innings now without an earned run for Chris Clark.
Absolutely incredible stuff. Old-fashioned baseball play there from Jordan Hussein. And now the Bananas are washing a car. Huh?
This kind of announcement, but here we are. If you are the owner of a white Hyundai Sonata, with license plate SLL5917, congratulations. You're getting a free car wash.
All right. Back to your rig. Oh, no, there they are again.
I don't think you're supposed to throw the Dawn dish soap right on directly on the car. You gotta mix it in water first. That's what my dad always taught me. You had a bucket, you mixed it in first, and you could ruin the paint doing that.
Brandon's cringing at home.
Don't you wish you had driven down the Prius this weekend?
Really needs a wash, too. That thing is filthy. Spent a winter up in Jersey City. No idea what gets on that car. Slider in there for strike one to Jordan Barth. 4, 5, and 6. Here to swing it for the Tailgaters in a tie game. And Barth with a knock the opposite way. Third hit of the ball game for the Tailgaters. And just like his 2 hits last night, Jordan goes the opposite way for it.
And we heard him on the microphone earlier. We had him mic'd up. He said when he's doing his best, oh, little beard eye over there at first. He said when he's going at his best, he's going inside out. And there, like you said, Biko, his 5th hit, most of anybody in the Open.
Taj Porter now tied with Kyle Martin for the team lead in the Open with 3 runs driven in. He's got the inning-winning run on first base and a ball and a strike on him.
Also, interesting note, Chris Clark ran down during that last promo to the bullpen, talking with Brett Sanchez, Matthew Fletcher, and Brett Allen, who's actively warming up in the Tailgaters bullpen. So, as it would appear, Chris Clark's done for the day.
Chance for the fans. No dice over by the ABR club.
That's a veteran move from Chris Clark, going down there to discuss the strategy, everything that he's been able to take a note of on the mound to pass along the guys that are going to follow him.
Bouncer right through the 4-hole from the quad father. And it's back-to-back singles to open up this bottom of the 5th inning for the Tailgaters. Inning-winning run now in scoring position.
TP! Oh. It's not the best beard eye shot I've ever seen in my life, as Jose Gutierrez is going to come on the run at first for Taj. What you got on those shades, Biko?
Those are sweet. I think you could rock those.
Yeah, it's giving me like Dave Parker, We Are Family 1979 Pirates vibes right now.
Taylor Justice, big spot for the Tailgaters. Best bat so far in 2026, at least as far as the regular season goes. Fooled on the slider there. Behind 0-2. Kyle Lewis on the same page as his battery mate and gets the strikeout. Goes to the cutter. Massive K for the first out and a big smile for Lewis.
Yeah, and Taylor Justice entering this weekend was 4 for 7 batting with guys in scoring position through the first 11 games. A real strong point for the Tailgaters first baseman. Good for Cowboy Kyle to be able to set him down there. As now taking off for third base is Jordan Barth, and the ball gets away from Bill Leroy as well, which sends Gutierrez up to second.
So it'll be a stolen base for Barth, and then a pass ball, I'm guessing, for Jose Gutierrez?
That feels right.
He was not taking off until that ball got away from Bill Leroy.
And that'll bring the infield in here, Biko.
And a quick 2-0 count on the dangerous Mac Danford. Right side of the infield all the way in. KJ and Cox halfway in at third and short. And a foul tip. 2 balls and a strike now.
Talked about Mac here getting that extra base hit Friday night. He's a guy that elevates the ball so well and has in his banana ball career. Right now, you just need a sac fly and an RBI to win the inning.
High fly ball, deep to left field. Mac Danford, 3-run nuke. Tailgaters lead 2-1.
Elevate and celebrate, Macadoodle. Pop the lid off this thing. I know it only counts for 1 point, but that is some big momentum from the pride of Grand Ridge, Florida. He'll slide on the home plate, and there's a ladder down there. Rex Castillo, talk to my main man, Macadoodle.
Mac, what is it like to have that kind of swing in this moment? Of course, a lot's on the line, but what'd you see out there?
Oh, dude, I don't remember the pitch, I'm not gonna lie to you. But hey, it was a great swing, and the boys needed it. Hey, that's what I'm here for. Anything I can do for the team. Get her up, baby, let's go.
He said it best, guys, back to you.
Thank you very much, Rex. We'll get another look at the 3-run shot A no-doubter off the bat of Big Mac.
What about that bat flip, man? Mac has light tower power, and he showed it off right there. Back-to-back innings, walk-off home run for the Tailgaters.
Tailgaters love to play games, and there are few games as classic as musical chairs. But this is Banana Ball, so we decided to put a little bovine twist on it with a game we like to call musical chairs. Down here in the infield, I have 4 of the nicest bovine cattle in all of Savannah, Georgia. And in just a moment, they're going to get nice and dizzy and try to claim a chair. We're going to go until there's only 1 cow. Let's go ahead and get dizzy, boys. Musical chairs has begun. Start spinning right now. How fast can you go around? I need you to move. Find that chair. Oh my goodness. There's a chair over here. We got one open. Oh no. Ladies and gentlemen, that's some ground beef. We're moving on to round 2. Boys, come back to the bats. Get back to that bat. Round number 2, start spinning. Start. Here we go. We got 2 chairs left. 3 cows. Who's it gonna be? A battle for the last chair. I think it's gonna go to him right there. I'm gonna give it to Mr. Lean Beef over here. All right, our final 2, back to the middle. You guys get spinning as fast as you can go. Where's the last chair? Who knows? Come and get it, boys. Where's that chair? It ain't that one. A mad dash to the finish. Oh no, more ground beef. The winner of musical chairs.
Okay. We go from musical chairs to taking a look at the majesty that was Chris Clark this afternoon. 5 innings pitched, only 2 hits, 1 earned run, 1 hit batter, and 9 strikeouts for the Tailgaters ace.
I mean, he was phenomenal, and you saw every pitch working for Chris Clark, going 2-seam, cutter, the slider, all getting punch-outs. 9 for Chris Clark, and now things get turned over to the bullpen for the Texas Tailgaters, and Brett Donnie Allen, the man taking the mound. So you go from a big power arm to a sidewinder in Allen, who is at his best when the pitches out of his hand are moving. So the Bananas now forced to try and slow things down. But Donnie, his big thing, he's got to stay in the zone.
2 bad ones so far to Ty Jackson. Make it 3 in a row, none of them competitive. Brett Allen, the 6th round draft pick after he was a visitor last year, made 4 appearances in the 5 games for Mark Crocco's visitors. Comes to Banana Land by way of Newcastle, Australia. And just misses above the zone with the fastball. Ty Jackson will earn the ball for sprint. The first for either side this afternoon. Great sprint defense by the Tailgaters.
Yeah, great 3-1 pitch there, just missed high. Brett Allen, though, you see his season stats a bit inflated by an outing he had in Sacramento. He had 5 ball force sprints in that outing and allowed most of those earned runs that have contributed to that 12.6 ERA. But when he's in the zone, he is really, really good. As Josh mentioned, something Donnie's been talking about here with me the past couple of weeks is diving back into that right mentality. He said he felt like he had it last year with the visitors, now trying to find that almost zen out there on the mound.
Quick pickoff move, ties back to first.
And it's still early in the season for Donnie Allen. You trust he's going to figure it out. He's allowed opponents to bat just .227 against him this season. So again, when he's in the strike zone, he's a very tough guy to get hits against.
And clearly uncomfortable with the speedy Ty Jackson on first base. Josh, you mentioned it last night, but last Saturday, 3 stolen bases for Ty. Last Sunday, rather, 3 steals against the Tailgaters in a showman of the game performance. And now 3 balls and no strikes to Ryan Cox. Fastball scrapes the outside corner.
And you got D.R. Meadows, one of the best base stealers in all of the sport, who's currently injured right now, coaching first base for the Bananas.
And you can see he's got the timer there as that fastball just misses again. So another pitcher's pitch on a 3-1. The call not going Brett Allen's way. And the Nanners are set up. The bottom two guys in their lineup on the corners for Dan Oberst and the top.
And quite frankly, I get it, right? The first three pitches in these two plate appearances here to Jackson and Cox kind of all over the place. But then those 3-1 pitches have been right there. Donnie maybe not getting them right now. Kind of erratic early in the count.
Bananas offense trying to perform a crooked number here. The only run scored by the man at the dish. Manufactured after 2 home runs and a double last night. He had an infield single in the first, swiped second, swiped third, and then came around on just a mental mistake by Jordan Barth. Thought he had tagged Oberst out on that stolen base attempt at third base, flipped the ball towards the mound. Heads up base running, Dan scampered in and scored.
And you're seeing right now the ways in which the Tailgaters were kind of hoping Donnie Allen's outing would go against Oberst. Out in front of the pitches against the big right-hander. And it's Oberst once again way out in front, chopping this one foul. So Oberst having to slow down this approach right now after facing Clark twice.
And Tailgaters willing to trade a run for a double play right here. Middle infield playing at that depth.
Good fight by Oberst as Donnie Allen continues to pound the zone. It's fastball, slider, changeup. The heater's high 80s, can touch 91. He calls it petrol. Slider's a boomerang slider. Changeup's the down-under change. And he plunks Dan with that boomerang slider.
First batter he gets ahead against. There, a ball and 2 strike in the driver's seat. And like you said, that boomerang just didn't quite break enough to avoid Dan. And now bases loaded with none out. Not really where you want to be against this guy in Reese Alexiadis.
2023 Pioneer League MVP here in his 3rd Banana Ball World Tour. And he has gotten better every season. That's a pitcher's pitch to even up the count.
And a guy who sees the ball well here in Grayson Stadium last year. 4 bombs, 17 runs batted in here in Savannah.
Great sign here for Brett Allen. Ahead of a 2nd straight hitter now. Swing and a miss. The changeup gets Alexiadis out in front. That's a ginormous first out.
Sets up a potential double play now for the Texas Tailgaters as well. Just gotta hope you can get the ground ball. And it's the Tailgaters playing the matchup advantage now. Donnie Allen off the mound and Matthew Fletcher, the left-hander, comes in to face off against a lefty in Easton Parish.
You see it so rarely in Banana Ball. A mid-inning pitching change. It just shows you how much this Banana Ball Open final means to the Tailgaters.
And those have been the guys who've been down in that bullpen the last 2 innings. And Allen and Fletcher, LaSalle College Division III guy, lose through last Sunday against the Bananas at UNC. And Fletch still trying to find it early on in his Banana Ball career. If he could find a ground ball and a double play, that'd be a massive get out of this inning for the Tailgaters.
Easton Parish in here for Max Young Goldberg. High pop in the infield. This is going to be infield fly, and now the Tailgaters just making sure they get 2 trick plays. They'll get 1. Jordan Barth with the pop, and he will secure it.
Massive out, and it's the duality of it. Give you a 4 trick play lead, now leading 9-5, but also out number 2. You had the bases loaded, none out, and now another lefty-lefty matchup.
And Jordan Barth did not know infield fly had been called, or else he should have just abandoned ship there. Well, I guess, you got to secure the 1 trick play. That's the downside of it hitting the turf.
Right.
Bases still loaded. Kyle Jackson behind 0-1. Make it 0-2. Matthew Fletcher brought in for the back-to-back lefties in Parrish and KJ. Trying to leave them loaded. A strike away from surviving. Ty Jackson off of 3rd, Ryan Cox off 2nd, Dan Oberst off 1st. The 0-2, the slurve is wide.
Only 1 strikeout on his ledger thus far for Matthew Fletcher.
And KJ is tough to K. Fastball just misses the outside corner. We're even at 2-2.
Yeah, and every tailgater wanted that call. Everybody was about to jump those foul lines to go out there and ambush Fletcher.
From 0-2 to 3-2. The runners will be off on the pitch. Nowhere to put Kyle Jackson. Ball four scores at least 2. Couple shakes from Matthew Fletcher. And the payoff. Lofted to center. Zach Watson has it played, puts it away. What an escape act. Bases loaded, no outs. Brett Allen and Matthew Fletcher somehow survive without allowing a run.
Welcome to the show, kid. 23 years old, was in college less than a year ago, and Matthew Fletcher comes out there with some gumption, faces back-to-back lefties, gets 2 outs, and oh my gosh, talk about momentum. Inject that into my veins, Biko Scala.
And a tip of the cap to Brandon Pennington, the pitching coach. Bringing in the lefty, gets the job done. And we take a look at what Kyle Lewis was able to do here this afternoon. 5 strikeouts, retired 9 of the first 10 tailgaters he faced, but then the damage comes with the walk-off homers from Kmart and Danford in the 4th and 5th inning, which has the Bananas down 2-1. And Tristan Levesque, the first man out of the bullpen for the Bananas, coming in here, bottom 6.
Yeah, the Bananas turning to the lefty and Tristan Levesque, a 5th-round pick in the Banana Ball player draft. And Tristan working incredibly fast so far this season. He also ranks in the top 15 in value over a replacement level pitcher. He has been 7.7 runs better than a replacement level pitcher.
Levesque, a scoreless inning of work Thursday night against the Indianapolis Clowns. And what a treat, we get to welcome in the new right fielder for the Savannah Bananas. Ty Two-Fly Jackson started as the EH, now you're out in the field. Heck of a ball game we've had so far today, huh?
You know what, you ain't lying, man. These tailgaters are, you know, a whole new squad this year, man. Competitive, can pitch, can hit. They can do it all, man. They're a really good squad, man. Shout out to them.
We were able to strand the bases loaded, the rally that you started with that ball four sprint. And now it's up to Tristan Levesque to try and hold the door. It's Zach Watson, Jason Arendt, and Jordan Hussein, bottom 3 in the order, here in the last of the 6th. And Levesque, another one of the members of this really talented rookie crop of pitchers that you talked about out on the Party Plaza yesterday, but this is a big part of the reason why you guys have had the best pitching staff in the sport, as that's gonna dunk just in front of Reese Selectiades. Watson with his 2nd hit of the Banana Ball Open. How much fun has it been to have these new pitchers in the locker room and getting to see them perform on the bump?
I mean, honestly, man, the way they perform on the mound is nothing like they perform in the locker room, honestly. Because these dudes, the first day, were so shy, not outgoing. I was doing crazy stuff. They're looking at me like, what the heck is this dude doing? And honestly, you know, they won't do the same crazy stuff as me, but they'll sit there and watch, maybe chuckle a little bit. But I'm trying to break them all out their shells, so. But honestly though, Bazela, man, that dude is one crazy dude that matches energy.
That's exactly what Ryan Cox said on the mic last night.
Yeah, he's one crazy cat.
3-1 count on Jason Arendt, who doubled his first time. And it was down the right field line, so look alive out there, Ty.
I'm gonna look alive. I'm gonna make a one-handed catch, Odell style.
3-2. Down low, Arendt takes the sprint. Watson will get at least to 3rd, but as Ty predicted, Watson will stay there, and Arendt not testing your sprint defense.
Now, Ty, I'm curious because we've seen Danny Hosley rip some trick plays out in right field during this series, but you've been loaning him your glove. What was the thought behind giving Ty Two-Fly your mitt?
You know, Danny Do-It-All has 10 gloves, and he doesn't happen to use his unless he's pitching. So it's kind of weird. But, you know, if my baby can catch some trick plays, that's all that matters.
Broken bat. Ryan Cox barehanded out of the sky for the trick play.
One. We got one.
And it takes care of his counterpart. Hussein's been retired by Cox both times this afternoon. To the top of the order we go. And Nick Lopez, a fly out and strikeout so far, turns around to hit from the right side for the first time today.
Good pitch.
Just barely touches the bottom of the zone.
I'll live and die by this. Outfield's the hardest position to play in banana ball. Them ball four sprints, bro. I mean, I need my inhaler and I'd only done one.
Okay, well, it's up to Levesque to keep it at that number. Arendt off from first, and Lopez fouled away the 1-1 offering. Boy, I think Jason Arendt had second base stolen. He had a killer jump.
Yeah, told you that guy's been slimming down, feeling a lot more athletic. What you think out there, Pookie?
Yo, Brett Loftus, all of a sudden you want to come out of nowhere, man. You've been shy up there, what?
I'm just listening to you yap. You've been yapping up a storm out there. I ain't had a chance to talk.
Hey, I don't think the people have gotten to notice, but they need to know that you're in the gym, and I see them daily snaps, and I just want to shout out your grind that you've been doing, man.
Well, I appreciate that, Ty. I appreciate that. Yeah, I took the off season to do that. I took after Biko's book, actually. You know, he's got those muscles. I figured I need to get some too.
Yeah, he a thick cat.
Wow, bouncing ball over the head of Kyle Jackson. Jason Arendt off on the pitch, goes first to third, but it doesn't matter. That's a walk-off single.
Hey,
Tailgaters up 3-1.
Low-key, I forgot we were the away team for a second.
As did I, Ty. I was watching the whole play continue on. I was like, hey, that's just the end of the frame, isn't it? Ty,
is.
thank you for joining us, my friend.
Love you guys. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Ty. Love you, bro. Down by the dugout, Mr. Sam Bauman has some breaking news for us. SB, what's happening down there? Who do you got? Just kidding. Gotcha, Sam. Tricked ya.
Man, look at the Nanas. Get into it out there. That was one of my favorite walk-ups of the year last night when they delivered that bat up.
Nana Gale.
Yeah, Nana Gale delivered that bat up last night. That was really good stuff.
He's an icon.
Hey, Trey Jones is looking good. We've been given some injury reports. Obviously, Trey going to be out for a while. We don't quite know that timetable, but out there dancing a little bit, doing a little Miami dance. Him and Joe Sperone, one of the heroes from last night's game.
A little housekeeping here. Josh Trelevsky, official scoring decision on that play that ended the 6th inning.
Yeah, it's a hit.
How about that? After going scoreless, both runs and points-wise, through the first 3 frames, Tailgaters have walked off the last 3. Walk-off home run from Kmart, 3-run walk-off from Mac Danford in the 5th, and then a walk-off RBI single from Nick Lopez there in the 6th. And Matthew Fletcher, after getting those final 2 outs, they're in the 6th, back out on the bump. Yeah, it's a close one there with KJ. Regular third baseman probably didn't even have the hops to get up to that ball.
No doubt, and playing in, you saw him take a step up because probably going to have to make the play at the plate on that, and the old Baltimore chop off the turf. Lope able to get enough air underneath it for the walk-off single. So 3-1 Tailgaters with 3 innings to play. 5, 6, and 7 in the order here for the Bananas. Bill Leroy against Matthew Fletcher. Quick 0-2 count. Fletch, the pride of Weathersfield, Connecticut. About 86 to 89 with the fastball. He's got the changeup, curve, and slider as well. Curveball is pretty slurvy. Slider is pretty cuttery. High fly ball, deep to left. Jason Arendt at the wall. Sayonara! Bill Leroy trying to jumpstart this Bananas offense. Solo home run to kick off the 7th.
And this comes immediately following Dan Oberst pulling that team aside in the dugout and trying to hype them up and rally his troops to get that offense back in action. And for more on that, we send it down to Sam Bauman.
Hey, Bill, what Dan have to say for you guys there before you went out?
Dan brought all the bats yesterday. We're all bringing them today. We're finishing strong. Let's go.
Vibes are changing. Vibes are changing.
Still a 3-1 lead in points as Jackson Olsen rolls this over to Jonathan Luters, and Taylor Justice trying to get a double trick play. It's just a trick play for Sunshine. Tailgaters up 10-6 in that department.
Yeah, still creating some value there. Able to get up by 4 there in the trick play category. I'm happy Taylor just came back down there on the bag and able to get the trick play. Good recovery there from Matthew Fletcher. Be interesting to see if the Tailgaters make another mid-inning pitching change. Brett Sanchez has come down from the bullpen and looks fully ready to go.
You've got your back-to-back lefties here. Fletcher is taking care of Olsen. Rack is next on the menu and has a 3-0 count. Danny Hosley and Ty Jackson, back-to-back right-handers, on deck and in the hole. Taken all the way, fastball poured in for strike 1. Another chance for Luters. This time he tries to go for, I'm guessing, like a rainbow attempt there. What's the official scoring decision, Josh?
I don't know that that's really a trick play for me. You want it in this fluid and highlight-worthy manner, and I just don't think that what Luters was attempting to do was the proper execution of that trick.
I'm pretty sure, and Jonathan Luters is a truthful man, if you talk to the guy, he wanted to get the ball from the feet in the air to the bare hand, as it's now a 2-0 count on Danny Hosley. He got it off one hop on the turf. If there is any way that that's not a trick play, that's why right there. Certainly a lack of fluidity as well, but I think the key to the trick is a rainbow. You get it from the feet, straight through the air to the bare hand. Did not quite get as much air on the rainbow attempt as he would have liked. Fascinating one as the fastball gets the low inside corner, a 3-1 count on Danny Hosley. High pop right side, Jose Gonzalez Jr. Long way to run, adventurous route, and he muffs it. Hosley hustling out of the box is gonna cruise into third on a 3-base error.
Yeah, Brothers had a little bit of trouble out there with the wind today. And we saw that double earlier that didn't go off his glove. KJ, the ground rule double in the first. Right there, Brother just got a little turned around, and well, he had it in the glove. It just hit the mitt and came right out there, unfortunately.
1 run already home this frame. Hosley 90 feet away with 2 outs. And that one smoked foul right between Hosley and Gillum. Ty Jackson led off the 6th inning with the ball 4 sprint. Ended up stranded on third base. Takes that one just a hair down. Pretty good looking pitch there from Matthew Fletcher. Does not get the call from Trey Hudson. And now 2 balls and a strike. Make it 3-1, and ball 4 here will score Hosley from third. Swing and a miss. Ty Jackson had the sprint if he didn't swing, but fooled on the pitch, and now the count is full. Liner, but on a hop. Jordan Hussein between the legs, at a dribble, just in time to get Ty Jackson. Trick play to close out the inning, in which the Bananas get 1 run on the Bill Leroy homer.
How rare is it to say that an error ends up paying off for you? Brother makes that error and right. That out would have not been a trick play. And then out number 3, a trick play from Jordan Hussein to now give you a 5 trick play lead, 11-6. The Tailgaters lead it in that category.
It's been a pretty thrilling trick play battle this afternoon as the Savannah Bananas try and earn the equalizer point against the best trick play team in the sport. Started with that Robert Anthony Cruz backflip catch in the bottom of the 1st inning. And then a double trick play. We'll just make it 1 for Mr. Jackson Olsen. How about Chris Clark getting in on the action? As we head to the bottom of the 7th, the Tailgaters a 5 trick play lead. Looking like they are in a great spot to fend off the equalizer point from the Nanners, who only have 6 defensive outs, not even guaranteed. Walk-offs, of course, could take those defensive outs away from the Bananas as well. And the aforementioned Jacob Bazela, beloved by all of his veteran teammates. He's been fantastic on the bump here in his rookie campaign as well.
Yeah, and thrust into a high leverage spot, trying to earn a second point in this ball game for the Savannah Bananas. Bazela with a 2.51 ERA plus, indicating he is more than 2.5 times better than the tour average banana ball pitcher this year. And for Bazela, he's only had one opportunity to hold an inning lead this season. He did do it successfully, so now trying to make it 2 for 2 in his young banana ball career.
2, 3, and 4 in the lineup for the Tailgaters. Jose Gonzalez Jr. has a pair of strikeouts, one swinging, one looking. They were both against Kyle Lewigs. And Bazela with the splitter for strike 1. 5-pitch mix, fastball, about 89 to 92 miles an hour. Right back to the split, quick 0-2.
And if it wasn't for last Saturday, Jacob Bazela would still have a 0 ERA, where the Tailgaters tagged him for 3 earned runs in the 7th inning last Saturday night.
Popped left side, Kyle Jackson backpedaling, drifts back into fair territory, and there's out number 1.
Really tough play for KJ to make, and he looked at Rack and said, my bad, because usually that's going to be your outfielder to come in and call off your infielder. KJ calling it the whole way, and great baseball / banana ball feel. KJ saying, I'm sorry.
So 3 pitches, 3 strikes from Bazela. He gets the pop out on the 3rd. And now Kyle Martin. Once again, the engine driving this Tailgaters offense. Solo home run with 2 outs and nobody on to win the 4th inning. That started a string of 3 straight inning wins for the Tailgaters. The heck is Vincent Chapman doing? If I had a dime for every time I said that.
You'd have a lot of dimes, probably.
Dozens, at least.
Be able to see unlimited picture shows in the 1930s.
Yeah. Across the last 5 seasons with Vincent Chapman in Banana Land. What a fun adventure that has been. Two-two to Kmart. Fouled straight back. Bazela going after him with the fastball. Pretty much right down the chute, too. Power on power. Another 2-2. High fly ball foul. Alex Ziegler and Bill Leroy. It's Bill. What a catch! Bill Leroy leaping, bumping into the dugout, somehow coming away with the banana ball.
He was nearly running into the dugout, and maybe even the cryo right near him as well. Leroy crashes up against, and all of his teammates justifiably fired up at that adventurous catch from the Bananas captain.
And then he punched himself in the mouth. Hum now, Cap.
Oh my goodness.
What an inning for Bill. Starts it off with the home run, and now he might have had that inning-saving catch for the Nanners.
Jordan Barth might have something to say about it. The 1-0. Make it 2 balls and no strikes. Tailgaters' third baseman has come alive, leading the open with 5 hits. He's 1 for 2 today. Swing and a miss. Fooled on the 2-0 splitter.
Been seeing a lot of fastballs there from Bazela. Great 2-0 pitch to go to a big off speed.
Goes to the splitter again. KJ and Rack. No chance. Jacob Bazela a strike away from pulling the Bananas within 1. The cleanup man, Jordan Barth, stands in his way. Deuce is wild. Popped. Shallow left. Robert Anthony Cruz with the call and the catch the old-fashioned way. Jacob Bazzella remains stupendous. 3 up, 3 down. The Bananas win the 7th inning, and it's a 3-2 game with 2 innings to play here in the Banana Ball Open final.
What's going on over there, brother?
Well, we love here in Banana Land, and we have picked out 3 couples who love each other. We love to see couples who work well together. We are going to put that to the test here, because out here in right field, I've got Jordan and Cabrian, Tim and Mallory, and Nick and Taylor, and here's how it's going to work. When I say go, the husbands are going to lead off. They are going to tow their wives behind them in these sleds. But this is a team effort. When they get about halfway, they're going to have to switch it up, and the ladies are going to have to drag the husbands the rest of the way. This should be good, ladies and gentlemen. This one is called Slay Queen. All right, contestants, on your marks, get set, go! There they are. And here's the switch. The slow pull, the tremendous force, all the way, our youngest couple, Nick and Taylor. Shout out Taylor, Slay Queen.
I got a couple queens slaying with me here in the broadcast booth with Josh Talevsky, Brett Loftus, Biko Scala, as we only have 2 innings to play here in Game 2 of this Banana Ball Open final presented by Geico. And a new man on the mound for the Texas Tailgaters. Brett Sanchez, after an inning and a third, giving up an unearned run on 3 hits and picking up a strikeout on Friday night against the Firefighters. 35 pitches thrown, and for the first time in his entire baseball career, he pitches twice in 1 weekend, a starter for his whole life. And evolving here in Banana Ball.
Yeah, he threw 27 complete games in his college career. He says, I'm a rubber arm when I'm getting to go from the jump. But this is definitely unfamiliar territory for Sanchez, who clips the zone with this 3-0 pitch.
And Brett told me earlier today, he said, I'll be good for an inning. And I think Brandon Pennington saving his next best arm, besides Reese Miller for the 8th, to potentially set you up for the win in the lead here is very important. Also, we were talking during that break, 1 trick play and then statistically impossible for the Bananas to not win the equalizer point.
Good fight there by Ryan Cox. No play for Aaron or the fans. It's Ryan Cox in the 10-hole, who's 0 for 1, a ground out and a sprint. And then Dan Oberst and Reese Alexiadis due to swing it at the top. Called strike 3. Brett Sanchez nabs the top of the zone. And Cox back to the dugout. There it is, Brett.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Stank. With a little disgusting cutter at the top of the zone to steal one there for out number 1.
Oberst takes ball 1 outside. It's pretty much fastball, slider, cutter, changeup. Not a lot of velocity for Brett Sanchez, much more in the Sean Fluke mold. All about location and movement. And then all of a sudden that fastball has some deceptive speed after the slider and changeup have been floated in.
Well, when you see a sweeper, I'll call it at 55 miles an hour, and then you see a fastball, that's usually what's going to happen. How far is Danny O going to go in this ball for a sprint?
He's looking for 2 bases. He gets in as Gonzalez to Arendt was the 6th and 7th tailgater that needed to touch that ball before it was live. Hustle from Danny O on board for the 3rd time in 4 trips to the plate today.
And his jump out of the batter's box was just different. He wasn't waiting for any signal or call from Trey Hudson whatsoever. Oberst and the safe harbor rule would have been in effect, so that was a smart play by him to just take off running, try and get himself into scoring position now for Super Reese.
Felt the breeze up here from that swing and a miss from Reese Alexiadis, who's quickly behind 0-2. Couple strikeouts. A pop-up sandwiched in between. And a 3-pitch K. And there it is, the high heat from Brett Sanchez.
And again, thank you from Stank Stank. My goodness, this is a dude who said he's not a strikeout artist. 14 strikeouts coming into this outing this afternoon, and then his first 2 outs are both via the punch-out.
And this is why you go to one of your best arms so late in the ball game. The Nanners are batting .356 in the 8th inning of play this year. That's their second best batting average in any inning of play. So to bring in Sanchez to try and combat these bats is a very, very intelligent move from Penny.
Quick 2-2 count on Easton Parrish. Third trip to the plate this afternoon in the place of Max Young Goldberg in the 3-hole. So far a strikeout and pop out. And able to spoil the slow, all caps, slow breaking ball. Brett Sanchez, 2023 D3 Pitcher of the Year. Trying to strand Oberst at second. Trick pitch, fouled away.
And he was on the Golden Spikes Award watch list as a Division III baseball player. He was on the Golden Spikes watch list. That's how good he was in college, and right here, 1 strike away from it.
And it plunks EP. Right off the elbow guard. Now 2 on with 2 outs, and Kyle Jackson, who had the bases loaded with 2 outs in the top of the 6th inning, flew out to center. Couple more ducks on the pond here on his 24th birthday. Ground rule double his first time. Since then, a strikeout and that flyout. And the fastball for strike 1. Sanchez does such a good job of jumping ahead. Quick 0-2 count. And working at a lightning pace. A long wait. Hit or misses up and in.
Went 3 straight fastballs to start this AB. I'd surprise if he threw a 4th.
Just missed the top corner of the inside.
Color me surprised, Biko. A 2-seamer there that missed up time.
Deuce is wild. Oberst off second. Parrish off first. KJ yanks it foul. Tailgaters with a 3-2 lead here in the top of the 8th inning. As Kyle Jackson clearly needs some new lumber.
And getting a bat from Ty 2 Fly. Will pat on his rear as well. Now KJ going to take his time before stepping back in that left-handed batter's box for another 2-2.
Behind him, KJ is going to attempt to steal first. Oberst advances to third. And a good hustle by Taj Porter. Everybody only gets an extra 90 feet.
Yeah, that all-speed pitch yanked a little bit too much. So far that it went behind KJ in the left-handed batter's box, and he's able to steal first.
Nowhere to put Bill Leroy as you get another look at the wild pitch. Bill, the solo home run that led to the point earned in the 7th inning for the Bananas.
And including today's game, Bill, 10 runs batted in 6 games with the Bananas playing as the away team. Right guy up in the right situation.
Count even at 1-1. Make it 2-1. High pressure pitches from Brett Sanchez. A ball four sprint, a hit batter, a steal of first base. Bases are loaded without a hit for the Nanners. And now a 2-2 coming with 2 outs. Chopper, Jordan Hussein, across the diamond, takes Justice off the bag, but Taylor able to get a tag on Bill Leroy.
What a play by Taylor Justice. My goodness. Jordan Hussein trailing away, got him right on top of the noggin for out number 3.
And Taylor, not a natural first baseman either, but just uses great IQ to pull himself off of that bag and apply the tag on Bill Leroy, trying to find any way to tumble away from TJ. Wow, incredible, and I mean incredible play from Justice and those Tailgaters.
Pretty remarkably athletic play by Justice and Leroy. And there is a challenge here. It was a late challenge. Unsure if it came from the fans or the Bananas dugout, but we are officially in a challenge. You would need to see clear evidence that the tag was not applied. It was the fans. Thank you very much, Riley Turner.
I'm going to be honest here, and Josh and Biko, I think this is one of those, I don't know how you could overturn it.
I agree.
Because I don't see anything that would tell you one way or the other.
Right.
Maybe this could tell us something.
Oh, boy. Oh, boy. This is the difference between going to the bottom of the 8th inning and a run scoring in the top of the 8th with the bases still loaded and 2 outs. Taylor Justice was so confident he got him. Seth Markham made the out call. And I agree with you, Brett. It's one where I just don't think you're seeing clear evidence that Bill avoided the tag. But if the call originally was safe, there's no way this would be overturned to an out call. Right. That's how tricky these are. It's so important what the call was on the field. And it's really, did he get a piece of that jersey or not?
I mean, you see, like, Taylor's mitt bend at one point on his helmet.
After further review,
I think we got the official call.
The ruling on the field.
How about that for drama? Trey Hudson, what's the call? There it is. Okay.
Confirm, the call is out.
Bryson Wheeler was out walking towards second base, confirming that the call stood. And it's the perfect call to challenge if you're that fan.
How about the rain of boos here at Grayson Stadium? Man, the fans are in on the competitive action here too. It's mostly yellow here. Speaking of yellow, let's go down to the field.
That's right, on your feet. We're gonna celebrate a Banana Land tradition here. Get those singing voices turned up loud, because it's time for yellow. We're gonna put our arms around each other, everybody. Sway back and forth.
Thank you.
Sing it loud, Savannah, Georgia. What was it called? We love you so much, Banana Nation, and my friend Blakely has something to say too.
With the sun still blaring down on historic Grayson Stadium, we turn our 100-year-old ballpark yellow. Over 5,000 fans still on hand as we go to the bottom of the 8th inning. Tailgaters with a 3-2 lead. The best case scenario for the Bananas is that is the score going to the 9th inning. Tailgaters looking for some insurance. Each of their 2 wins in this open. They've entered the 9th inning, up 2 runs, given the ball to Reese Miller, and he's allowed 1 run.
Now, if the Bananas Biko could have a 6 trick play inning, they could still win the Equalizer Point. but that would be banana ball at its finest, having to record all 3 outs, having to do 3 double trick plays, and preventing the walk-off there as well at the Tailgaters.
Taj Porter, Taylor Justice, and Mac Danford. 5, 6, and 7 in the lineup for Texas as Bazela heaves a fastball in high. So 1-2-3 bottom of the 7th inning. 2 pop-ups and a fly-out induced by Bazela. This is going to be a tough play. KJ in time. A belly-flopping Taj Porter, all the hustle he's got. And that right there cements it that the Bananas cannot earn the equalizer point.
And Taj Porter was staying at the bag for a second, almost thinking that the Tailgaters might challenge. Instead, now will trot back to the Tailgaters dugout. But for Kyle Jackson, I mean, he's not trying to take any chances. Despite the fact that you can earn that equalizer point, you still don't want to try and allow the Tailgaters to score here in the bottom half of the inning. It's not exactly a winning situation, so you just hope that Jacob Bazela posts another 0 for you, and you take it to the 9th and roll the dice against Reese Miller.
Yeah, ball and a strike now on Taylor Justice. Fly out and a strikeout so far today. It's a situation, you get lost trying to chase that point, which is pretty tough with those 3 double trick plays. You end up ceding a point. You're just putting yourself in a deeper hole. Two balls and 2 strikes. And this one off the end of the bat, gobbled up by Ziegler. He will grab the trick play, going under the leg to Bazela. 2 down here in the last of the 8th.
Great play by Ziggy, who we mentioned it, had played just the middle innings as a designated fielder coming into today, but due to the injury earlier in the ballgame to Max Schoen-Goldberg, still out there in the 8th and still showing off his prowess as a trickster.
Yeah, second trick play of the ballgame for Ziggy, and he's also had some pretty big stretches at that first base bag as well. He's played a pretty pivotal role today defensively for the Nanners.
Splitter misses just a hair down. And then a front door bender to even up the count on Mac Danford. A colossal 3-run home run to walk off the 5th inning, his last time to the dish. High fly ball, deep out to left center, long run, Alexiadis showing off the speed. What a play by Super Reese to send us to the 9th.
Super Reese, an inning-saving play to keep it a 1-point ball game going to the 9th.
It's a 1-point game with a playoff spot on the line. Let's get it down to the young professor.
And the sound of the bells means it's time to cast our gaze upon the scoreboard. Heading into the top of the 9th inning, the score now is 3 points for the Texas Tailgaters to 2 points for the Savannah Bananas. But here is the thing about the game of banana ball. In the final inning, every run counts for a point. So you better believe, ladies and gentlemen, that the Savannah Bananas right now are hungry to put some runs and some points on the board, because this is the Banana Ball Open. Stakes are high, ladies and gentlemen. Get ready here in Savannah, Georgia. We need your voices. We need you to get as loud as you can, because this is the final inning.
It all comes down to this. The inaugural Banana Ball Open, the first ever mid-season tournament in Banana Ball. The prize for the champion is clinching a playoff spot come the first week in October. And the Texas Tailgaters turn to their 3rd round pick, the kid out of Dayton, Texas, with the best slider this side of the Mississippi, Mr. Reese Miller.
And you took him in the 3rd round for a reason. The same way we spoke earlier about why they took the starter today, Chris Clark, 3rd overall there in the 1st round. You took Reese Miller for a moment like this, up by a singular point, 3 outs away from clinching a playoff spot 6 months early, and you call upon deuce in the red, white, and blue. However, last Saturday night, Tailgaters up 5-2. They call upon Reese Miller. And then Robert Anthony Cruz happened when he had a 2-run bomb there to tie us up at 5 apiece in Chapel Hill. Who's due up second here for the Savannah Bananas? It is nobody other than Coach Rack. The storyline's building themselves. Danny Osley down in the bullpen, and I'd have to expect he being due up third here. We could see a golden batter situation, so it's not going to be easy here for these Tailgaters.
Yeah, the Bananas certainly feeling confident against Reese Miller, knowing what happened in Chapel Hill a weekend ago. And Miller, the only team that he has had collect multiple hits against him this season happens to be this team in yellow. And Jackson Olsen will start us off here in the top of the ninth.
Look out, Jackie. Jackknifes out of the way of a fastball. Sits about 92 to 95 with the gas. And that one fouled off of Jackson Olsen.
And he had a major RBI ball four sprint at UNC last Saturday night that plated the first of those 3 points / runs in the ninth inning against Reese Miller.
Looks like he got the sinker there. Fouls it off himself. Has to look out for the curveball and changeup as well. The slider, sometimes thrown up to 80% of the time for Miller. You see it right there as it just misses the bottom of the zone. It's a tight zone, but it has been consistent across the 2 games that Trey Hudson has umpired behind the plate. Wow, high strike, potentially a makeup call. Deuce is even on Jackson Olsen. Called strike 3, beautiful backdoor bender, frozen pizza.
How about that? That is defying gravity. That's defying oxygen. Here's a chair for out number 1.
Robert Anthony Cruz hit the game-tying home run against Reese Miller 8 nights ago. And it's the curveball, rarely seen for strike 1.
Just trying to throw off Robert Anthony Cruz and the rest of these Savannah Bananas instead of going to that typical slider that you see from Miller.
That one just misses down and in. Taj Porter says, my bad, maybe I could have framed it better.
And for Robert Anthony Cruz, going back to the 2025 World Tour, 10 for 22, batting in the 9th inning for the Savannah Bananas.
Miller can't find the back door with that slider. Couple ground outs to second. A hit by pitch sandwiched in between for Cruz. Representing the tying run. Deep drive down the left field line. Robert Anthony Cruz, a taco! We are knotted at 3 here in the 9th inning.
Acrobatics at second base again for Robert Anthony Cruz. The clutch gene comes alive for Rack once again. The 9th inning hero for the Savannah Bananas.
Down to Sam Bauman.
Rack, what is it about you in the 9th inning? I don't know, man. I really enjoy it. I like going pull side. Sometimes in the 9th, we like going backside. Come on. Either way, it's working, guys. Let's go.
The Savannah Bananas are invoking the golden batter rule. Hitting in the place of Danny Hosley is the Savannah Bananas golden batter. Please welcome Dan Ober.
Lightning strikes twice, 8 days apart here in Banana Land. Robert Anthony Cruz, game-tying home run in the 9th inning off Reese Miller.
And it was the same pitch too, by the way. A changeup breaking away from Rack. Rack pulled it last week, went Oppo Taco here this afternoon.
Slider for strike 1 to the golden batter Dan Oberst, who has reached base 3 out of his 4 trips to home plate here tonight. Fastball just misses wide. A single, a hit by pitch, a ball 4 sprint for Oberst. And a ball and 2 strikes on the Nanners golden batter. The 2021 Gulf South Conference Player of the Year at the dish. The 2025 Pioneer League Reliever of the Year on the mound. And a foul ball on the 1-2. Chance for the fans. They do not make the catch in the right field deck. We're in the 8 hole here. Ty Jackson in the on-deck circle. Ryan Cox in the hole. Dan Oberst would be due up after that again. Brett Allen fired up, as he should be. A 1-2. Fastball just misses again. Follow that up with the slider. You might have some success here if you're Reese Miller. The 2-2. That's exactly what he does, and he misses down. That is a gutsy take from Dan Oberst. Payoff pitch coming. Slider again, misses down again, and Dan Oberst aboard for the 4th time today. He represents the go-ahead run at first.
Things started to turn after that 6th inning where Dan gathered everybody over there at the Bananas dugout. Bill Leroy home run in the top of the 7th. Coach Rack home run here in the 9th. The Bananas haven't conceded a point since, but they've gained 2, and that's how this ball game's tied up at 3.
And they have taken Oberst off the bases in favor of designated runner Bryce Grisafi.
Taking a guy off the base paths who has stolen 2 bases today, but is now in the hole. So you get Dan a breather. You trust Ty Jackson and Ryan Cox to get back to the top of the order. Grisafi 1 steal so far in the open in as many tries. 10 for 11 in stolen base attempts so far on the year. The only time he's been caught, it was Taj Porter last weekend. A 1-2 count on Ty Jackson. And a strikeout, a ground out, and a ball 4 sprint for Ty so far. Slider, oh, called strike 3. That was a ball or 2 off the plate. Ty with a very fair gripe on that one. Beautiful pitch, beautiful frame, but it was well off.
Yeah, and I think Trey Hudson has had a couple calls that tailgaters have been upset at. And for Ty's point right there, he should be very upset at that. There's been a couple calls both ways that neither team has been too pleased with, especially here in the 9th.
Opposite field single for Ryan Cox. And he flips the order on its head. The go-ahead run into scoring position. Dan Oberst gets to see Reese Miller for a 2nd time here in the top of the 9th.
And look, this is what the Bananas did last night with Dan Oberst. Came up as the golden batter against Joe Sperone, wound up recording it out, then got another battle against him, hit that double out to right center. So Oberst should feel pretty good getting to see Miller for a 2nd time here in the 9th, and got the time for that mental reset to focus on this AB with the Bananas using Grisafi as that designated runner.
Grizz dancing off 2nd. Slider for strike 2. Neither Luters nor Hussein giving Grisafi any attention. Fastball well wide.
Good setup pitch to potentially try to paint that slider on the outer half here on a ball and 2.
Heater just misses up. And a 2-2 pitch with 2 on and 2 down here in the top of the 9th. Tied at 3. Dan Oberst, high fly ball deep down the right field line. Foul and not caught by the fans. Boy, it is scary when it gets near that 308 down the right field corner.
And the Bananas just late against Reese Miller right now, but it's working. Rack Alpo Taco, that one missed by about 15 feet of being a 3-run homer. Foul ball.
Good sinker there from Miller to get in on the hands of Oberst. Grisafi leads off 2nd. Cox leads off 1st. Dan Oberst, 2 home runs and a double last night. He's already got a ball 4 sprint here in the 9th inning. He's reached 4 times today. A chopper Jordan Hussein attacking. And in time. We go to the bottom of the 9th inning, knotted at 3 points apiece.
Back-to-back big plays from Justice each of the last 2 innings. Got that tag on Bill Leroy, and then a very impressive stretch and toe drag of that first base bag to make sure that that throw beat Dan Oberst at first.
Danny Do-It-All taking over on the mound. You know what that means.
Danny Isley, are you even a human, young man?
Danny Isley, even he knows how disgusting that one was. He is absolutely dialed in on that pitcher's mound.
Danny Hosley here in his 4th Banana Ball World Tour. So far unscored upon. In the regular season, 8 innings, only 2 sprints, the 5 hits, 13 punch-outs. So far here in the Banana Ball Open, 2 innings, 2 hits, 4 strikeouts.
And the closest anybody got to scoring off of him was last night when Nick Lopez made it to 3rd base with 2 outs. Haas obviously getting out of it there, but still no earned runs this year. And the Tailgaters, if they want to advance to the playoffs, have got to put one on him here in the bottom of the 9th.
Zach Watson, strike 1. 8, 9, and 10 in the order here for the Gators. Fastball right on the outside corner, and it's an 0-2 count. Wally 1 for 2, a single back in the 6th. Came around to score the inning-winning run and will not attempt to steal first base. Wise move as that bounced off the backstop pretty well.
Very friendly ricochet coming back to Bill Leroy. You don't, get mad at Zach Watson whatsoever for opting to stay in the batter's box against Haas.
Bounding ball, Kyle Jackson taking his time. 1 down.
And with 8, 9, and 10 here, guys, you got to expect we're going to see the golden batter. Here's Jason Arnn up at the dish. I would very much so expect to see the golden batter in the 10 hole for Jordan Hussein up next.
Yeah, you're not going to jump the gun with Jason Arnn. More pop in that bat than Jordan Hussein. You know that he has the potential to leave the yard, whereas Jordan Hussein's still seeking his first career banana ball homer. So with no one on, you want to send a guy like Kyle Martin, Jose Gonzalez up there in place of Hussein.
High strike. Completely makes sense why Arendt is perturbed. Heater misses wide.
And now the Bananas a little upset. The first base dugout.
They should not be. That was a ball. 2-2. Fastball, that is off the plate as well. Bananas apoplectic over there, but they're not right behind home plate. Payoff. Swing and a miss. It's the Vulcan changeup. It's out number 2.
The Texas Tailgaters are invoking the golden batter rule. Now batting in place of Jordan Hussein is the Texas Tailgaters golden batter. Please welcome Kyle Kmart Martin!
With a chance to go to the playoffs and win the inaugural Banana Ball Open right here, right now. Perhaps the best matchup you could have in this whole sport. Kyle Martin, 2 home runs already in the Open, 1 already here today. Facing arguably the best pitcher in the history of Banana Ball in Danny Hosley. Where else would you rather be?
Off speed, misses well low. Kmart 1 for 3 with the 4th inning walk-off home run today. Way out in front of this, Bill Leroy hoping he's got a chance. Up against the backstop, can't make the catch. Boy, Bill made an absolutely outrageous play in the 7th inning to take care of Kyle Martin. Nearly duplicated it here.
And the collision there with that fence. Bill's gotten roughed up. He got roughed up on the play that he made over there against the wall.
And you can see some gusts blowing right now. The flag in left center field moving quite a bit. So that ball certainly was playing some tricks on Leroy trying to hunt it.
That one to the backstop. Kmart not thinking about stealing first at all. That is not why he's in the batter's box.
Plus wheels to be 33 years old, but he's up there to swing the stick right now.
The 2-1 pitch. And it's cued. Third base side. Hosley is going to let it go foul. Fascinating decision there to make. Decided he didn't have a chance to get Kmart, and he'd like the 2-2 count against him.
Yeah, cue ball, and if Danny picks it up while it's steering fair territory, that's going to be an infield single. And when you have a Vulcan change that is as good as Danny Hosley's, I want to be able to throw it at 2-2 as well.
Between the regular season and the Open, 10 2/3 scoreless innings so far this year for Danny Hosley. Trying to send us to showdowns. The 2-2. Fastball, called strike 3! Danny Do-It-All, a pair of punch-outs in the 9th, and we're going to showdowns!
Deja vu all over again, Biko Scala. 8 days later, here in our home of Savannah, Georgia, the Texas Tailgaters and Savannah Bananas, after a Robert Anthony Cruz game-tying home run in the 9th inning, sends us to showdowns yet again.
And let's see what happened when we went to showdowns 8 days ago in front of 50,000 fans on the campus of UNC in Kenan Stadium. Of course, Danny Hosley on the bump, round 1, Vulcan changeup, strikeout of Nick Lopez. Reese Miller K's up Robert Anthony Cruz on the heat. To round 2 we go. Danny Hosley against Jose Gonzalez Jr. And how about a front door changeup to Freeze brother and make it back-to-back showdown shutdowns. And now, for the first time in Banana Ball history, it's 4 straight Ks to start showdowns. And then with the bases loaded, 3-2 pitch. Kyle Martin with a mile-high pop, and DR Meadows able to secure it. And you feel right there with Dan Oberst coming to the bat in the bottom half. That felt like the ball game. Oberst got 1 pitch. He smashed it out into left. And just like that, the Nanners, who were down 5-2 in this game, going into the bottom of the 9th, 6-5 winners.
Yeah, and ever since that walk-off hit for Dan Oberst, he has been the Achilles heel of the Texas Tailgaters. Nonetheless, the Bananas playing the matchup. Robert Anthony Cruz, 2 home runs against Reese Miller, and he's going to be the batter in round 1, trying to send this out of the park and immediately win the game for the Bananas.
And send us to another round of showdowns potentially if the Bananas win it.
High fly ball deep to right. Foul. I think that thing was hit to Washington Ave. Holy moly.
I think it was hit to Washington State.
But a quick 0-2 count. It's just a long strike. Slider called, strike 3. Reese Miller frees his rack. It's a showdown shutdown.
That get back goes crazy. Front door slider. After Rack just hit When the Kingdom Come, the boys go and sit back in the dugout. And now an opportunity for the Tailgaters to finally get something off of Danny Hosley and to beat these Bananas in back-to-back ball games. And another showdown shutdown for Reese Miller as well.
Hosley back out there. And it's going to be a rematch of his round 1 opponent a couple Saturdays ago in Chapel Hill.
Hosley has thrown 6 showdown rounds against the Texas Tailgaters in his career. He has 6 showdown shutdowns. Gotta like his chances. But the Tailgaters putting this in the hands of their all-star from a season ago in Nick Lopez. 1 for 3 in today's ball game with an RBI single.
Change up for strike one. Lope disagrees. Change up fouled right off of Trey Hudson. If you're a real conspiracy theorist, that was revenge for the strike one call. Lopez is a phenomenally talented hitter, not that good. Nobody on planet Earth is. The 0-2. That's hit well. Deep out to left. Alexiadis on his horse. It settles on the warning track. Lopez around second. Reese gets to the ball. Lopez around third. No relay. Nick Lopez clinches a playoff spot for the Texas Tailgaters.
And the boys in blue and orange are going to lock in a playoff spot 6 months early. Nick Lopez, the man who won all the showdowns last year for the Tailgaters, comes up in the biggest spot of his Banana Bowl career. 4-3. The Tailgaters win the first ever Banana Bowl Open. We'll see you in October.
Rex Castillo hunting down Nick Lopez. He's found our guy.
Lope, you lost your shirt, but you won this series. It is the hardest thing to do is seal it up. How did this team do it?
We just never gave up, man. Even the locker room, we're talking, we're gonna beat these guys. They got us last year and the first couple games this year, but we never gave up. That's the difference.
Go ahead and celebrate.
Yes, sir, let's go.
Thank you, Rex. An exhausted Nick Lopez. Right in to the celebration dance. The Texas Tailgaters sweep the Banana Ball Open final. And now there are only 3 playoff spots remaining come October.
And I'll tell you what, fellas, when you think back to last year's Banana Ball All-Star game against the Auburn Tigers, who was the hero? Who was the MVP of those 2 games? It was Nick Lopez of the Texas Tailgaters doing that as a rookie. And now he's got the veteran experience, very comfortable, and with Reese Alexiadis shaded a little more towards right field for the showdown defense as the defender, it's Lope going out to the opposite field, getting that ball to settle on the warning track, and that's what leads the Texas Tailgaters to becoming the first team in 2026 to punch a ticket to the playoffs.
W.
3 of them in a row for the Tailgaters. That is a hard-earned playoff spot.
First time the Texas Tailgaters have ever won 3 straight ball games in their entire existence. And in a tournament that is made, obviously, you can win 2 and 1 and go to showdowns, or you can just win 3 straight right up. And that's exactly what the Tailgaters did. My goodness.
What a Banana Ball Open. What a fantastic finish. Chris Clark, your showman of the game. Across 5 innings, just 1 unearned run, 9 strikeouts, 2 points earned, 8 trick plays induced behind him.
That's why he was taken 3rd overall in the Banana Ball draft. Again, no earned runs. He induced more trick plays in his 5 innings of work than the Bananas had the entire ball game. And he's such a big strikeout guy. But in those moments, I mean, I believe the stats still stayed correct. Every out he recorded today was either via a trick play or a strikeout. When you're working with that kind of efficiency as Chris Clark was working with today, you're going to win an awful lot of ball games.
It's all but 1 for Chris Clark when you consider Jordan Hussein's remarkable play that ended his afternoon. Nonetheless, this guy, when we were entering the Banana Ball player draft last November, he was the #1 overall pitcher on my personal big board, and he proved exactly why his resume made him the 3rd overall pick and the guy who delivered them this victory.
Let's hear from the man himself. For that, we'll get it back down to Rex.
As Chris salutes the fans here real quick, you guys broke it down beautifully. This was one of the top picks for pitchers in the Banana Ball draft. Chris, one of the hardest things to do is complete the sweep. How did this team have the mentality to shut the door and secure a playoff spot all the way in October?
You know, we've been playing well this season. We got a really good defense that's starting to mold its way into a really, really solid routine. And today, you know, last night it took us 4 tries to beat the Bananas. You know, they're a really, really good team. All credit to our competitors. They're the one that created this sport. but, you know, we beat them in trick plays, and tonight we did that again. I think we just keep playing our game. We got a really good shot at winning this whole thing, but being guaranteed a spot is pretty sweet as well, so love that.
At the same time, this was like a crazy playoff atmosphere. How much fun was it to play this early on in the season?
Oh, it's fantastic. I mean, nothing compares to a playoff game. It doesn't matter what point of the season it is. It's just tensions are a little bit higher. Things mean a little bit more, and every single pitch counts. So for us to win more pitches than they did against a good team like that, it means a lot. So we're feeling really good. We're going to definitely celebrate this one a lot.
I mean, get her up at this point. Now but you can't keep it in cruise control. You got to keep going for the rest of the season, right?
No, we got to keep going. We definitely still got some things we got to work out, but, you know, even with that being the case, we're still a pretty good ball club. So come check us out, baby. Gator up.
He's that dog. He's that dog.
Hey, they pretty much said it. He's that dog. Thank you so much, Chris. Congratulations, brother. Absolutely.
Hey,
guys.
Gator up.
Thank you very much, Rex. What a performance by the ace of the Tailgaters, Chris Clark. And what a performance by the Tailgaters in this inaugural Banana Ball Open. Taking the sport by storm. They have a date with destiny in October. Now 5 teams and 3 spots remaining to try and join them.
And some people may be saying now, well, what do the Tailgaters have to play for over the next 6 months? Seeding. Very important. They came into this tournament as the 3 seed. You want to maximize that to be the #1 seed in October, already knowing that you are locked in to the inaugural Banana Ball Championship League playoffs.
Only one big tiger that we've still got to hear from, Mr. Jesse Cole with Sam Bauman.
Yeah, thank you guys. The Banana Ball Open, inaugural Banana Ball Open. Jesse, when you put pen to paper, came up with this in your mind to see it play out, to watch how it's unfolded over these past 4 days. Could you have imagined, even just this last couple innings, what this game has brought?
Yes, I could have. You know, I think when we created all of this and we worked together to create this, we try to envision what the perfect scenario is. What would be the best fan experience? Some come down to showdowns and create these moments that fans will never forget. And it delivered in many ways. And I'm so proud of this team, the Texas Tailgaters, you know, to come around last year and then this year battling the injuries and the adversity and some of their top guys going down, for them to come together here, you know, in a place that's tough to play. I mean, the Bananas have played hundreds of games here, a lot of veterans, and the fans, you know, majority are Bananas fans. To come here and do that, it just shows you a testament of what this has turned into. And so proud for Coach Mick. I mean, he brings as much energy as anyone else. The guys are playing for them, and you can see them right now. They're pumped, and they deserve the playoff spot as well as anybody.
Jesse, now I watched over the past 4 days, especially here this afternoon. Not a seat could you see here. People show up, yeah, to meet the players, to watch the entertainment. But speak to the competitive nature. We saw 2 teams, we saw 4 total teams who wanted to win this dang thing.
You know, you can say what you think about Banana Ball, and you see the dances and the celebrations and the TikToks and say they're just here. But then you come out and see the talent of these players and the competitiveness and the willingness to win and how much they will put out there. These guys have been playing baseball their whole life, and now they're playing Banana Ball, and they're mixing. Hey, we're going to put on a show. We're going to bring joy. We're going to bring fun, but we're going to go for it, and we're going to show people that we can do something. And I think everybody's got a little chip on their shoulder, and you see it out here. And we're going to continue to prove. You know, every day, if people that doubt us, they say, hey, you know, this is what it is. This is, you know, it's whatever, a joke. We hear all those comments. Come on and watch it, and watch these guys compete, and watch what they're doing, because, you know, like I said, we're just getting started, and this Banana Ball Open proved how many teams in April get to celebrate like that with a playoff stake. It doesn't happen, and we just saw it right now, and it's just the start, and I can't wait to see what this turns into.
Yeah, guys, 25%-ish through the season, and we're already at a high, and if we know Jesse Cole, it's only going to get higher from here. Guys, break it on down for us.
No doubt about that, SB. Thank you very much, my friend, and thank you for the insight, Jesse Cole. Welcome back inside the booth. Josh Trelevsky, Brett Loftus, Biko Scala. Thank you so much for spending your Sunday afternoon with us here in virtual Banana Land. An absolute thriller from start to finish. The Bananas led 1-0 for 3 innings, and then the Tailgaters cruised all the way up until that Robert Anthony Cruz home run. But that is showing the guts of this squad. Nick Lopez, of course, the hero at the very end.
Well, all week in the locker room, the guys just said, if we get another crack at them, if we just get another crack at them, we're so close. Joe Mikulek sent a message to the guys last night saying, I told you we were so close. We got it done last night. We got to get one more tomorrow. You see them in that same exact situation as they were in at UNC, but all the time here, Fan First Entertainment and in Banana Ball, we talk about growth. You've seen the maturation of Reese Miller and of that offense, finally able to get to Danny Heisley. Reese Miller overcoming the guy that's had his number and Robert Anthony Cruz there in showdowns. And now the Texas Tailgaters, the first ever winner of the Banana Ball Open. Special, special day. Special, special day for this team.
Unbelievable win for the Tailgaters and an unbelievable Banana Ball Open as a whole. And, of course, on the back of Chris Clark and then Reese Miller nailing it down at the end, Josh.
Well, I think it's just beautiful that even though we didn't get series showdowns technically after the 2 games, we still got it in game 2 that won this Open for the Texas Tailgaters. Just the most Banana Ball ending you could possibly ask for. And as far as these Texas Tailgaters are concerned, you know, every time these teams are able to win championships or in-season tournaments, you're always saying that it's because the best team won. And the Tailgaters were the best team in all of the Banana Ball aspects of this Open. They won 2 equalizer points. They defeated the Bananas in showdown tiebreakers, finally scored against Danny Hosley for the first time ever as a franchise. So hats off to the Texas Tailgaters for a very complete performance across this entire tournament. And once again, it was the pitching that really led that way. CD, Brett Sanchez, Reese Miller, Chris Clark. I mean, this team is full of dogs, and they are going to be trouble once again when we reach October.
So poetically just hit me right in the mouth. Just sitting here thinking about October last year. The Party Animals win game 1 in dominating fashion against the Tailgaters here in the playoffs. Game 2 goes to showdowns, and Jake Skoll with a walk-off ball 4 sprint there in showdowns. How about this? Tailgaters win game 1 back at Grayson Stadium in an in-season tournament, championship-like environment, and then go to showdowns and able to win it. It's just the irony, the growth, the maturation. Year 2, the Texas Tailgaters are here, and they're not the same team they were in their first year.
And this coming weekend, we get right back to the regular season of this inaugural Banana Ball Championship League. All the records still remain. All the individual stats for the players remain across our first 11 games. And you take a look. It'll start with the Clowns versus Firefighters, 7 p.m. Eastern on Friday night from Greenville, South Carolina. That's on the Firefighters YouTube channel. Just 1 hour later, you get to hear Brett Loftus again on the Tailgaters YouTube channel as the Coconuts and Tailgaters do battle out in Amarillo, Texas. And then it is back to Banana Ball in the Bronx. You kidding me? This time the Party Animals go to Yankee Stadium to take on the Savannah Bananas. Josh and I will have Drake Toll in the booth. We'll be going on the Savannah Bananas YouTube channel Saturday night at 7 p.m. A heck of a weekend of Banana Ball we've got on the docket.
And I've got to think that this weekend kind of raises the stakes for the rest of this regular season. Now the other 5 teams, they're jockeying for those incredible records, trying to win as many games as possible to get those 3 remaining spots in the playoffs.
And the Bananas at 10 and 11 certainly would have loved the free playoff spot, but they are 4 games ahead of the Firefighters, who are the only other team above 500 at 6 and 5. And then it gets really fascinating after the 5 and 6 Tailgaters. It's 4 and 7 for the Clowns, Party Animals, and Coconuts. So it just gets crazier from here. And a big thank you to our entire cast and crew across this whole weekend. It takes an army to put on 4 straight shows on 4 straight nights, and they did a wonderful job. It starts in the control room across the street. Our director this afternoon, Mr. Alex Gross, terrific calling the shots on this broadcast. A big shout out to everybody over in the control room. And back here in Savannah, our broadcast produced by Chad Reese. For our executive producer, Mr. Josh Richardson, our fellas down on the field, Sam Bauman and Rex Castillo, my guys in the booth, Josh Talevsky and Brett Loftus. I am Biko Scala saying so long for now. The Texas Tailgaters, your champion of the Banana Ball Open. They are in the playoffs. 3 more teams across the rest of this season will join them. Can't wait to see how it all unfolds. Friday night on the Firefighters YouTube channel. Then an hour later, Brett on the Tailgaters YouTube channel. Until we see you this weekend on YouTube, we will. See you later!
Gators are hot. Get her up.